And welcome back, everybody. This is still Too Many Movies, the podcast where we discuss DVDs, Blu-rays, and even the occasional VHS tape. I'm your host, Hal, and welcome back, especially because we're back, baby. We're back to Superman Summer, the summer of Superman. We took a little Jurassic detour, but now it's back to business, folks. Chaos, I got a bit of a question for you.
Yes.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman?
That is a good question. Perhaps I'll call you. I mean, if you were to go off the deep end, I'd say that would be a little. One would say A of you.
I get it.
Oh, I get it too. Brian, new to Superman Summer. This is your Superman Summer debut.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
If I'm alive and well, then will you be there holding my hand?
No.
Okay.
I don't really feel like it.
I'll have you by my side with my suit.
And honestly, I just completely agree with that.
I knew I had to sneak in the song Kryptonite by Three Doors Down at some point during Superman Summer, and I figured, hey, might as well be this episode. But yeah, dudes, we're back to Superman Summer, the summer of Superman. Well, Chaos is back.
back.
I've never been here before.
Right.
And see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
See, I don't really watch movies. You got to understand.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got here on accident.
Right.
I don't really know what's going on.
You came in a rocket ship from Planet Canada after it blew up.
Yeah.
And now Martha and Jonathan Kent, me and Chaos, have adopted you, and we're gonna mold you into the murderous psychopath that is Henry Cavill's Superman. This is
Right.
Okay. See, the thing is, I came in here and I was like, all right, I got to talk about the new Superman, the
Right.
James Gunn one, which
James
I'll probably get into the whole thing with that later.
Right.
But I remember I was like, okay, should I watch the other ones just to get a point? Because I think I've seen every theatrical Superman up to the new one years ago. I was like, okay, should I rewatch them? But then I was like, wait, hold on. I got an idea. Because all these people here, they're Superman experts. Chaos, he knows Superman very well, knows all this. Mm-hmm. I should just do the opposite. I shouldn't do any research. I didn't look up anything. I haven't read any books. I don't know any of that nerd stuff. So see, there you go. I'm like the anti-Superman expert here to balance out the Superman expert. Oh, that was pretty good.
Our first Bizarro member on the podcast.
I guess you could say it's pretty contrarian.
I mean, what is Bizarro if not the ultimate contrarian in the DC universe?
Because really think about it. But everything that Bizarro does is contrarian to Superman.
Right. Yeah. That is such a good way to describe Bizarro as such a contrarian. I love that. Yeah. But so obviously Superman Summer was just an elaborate excuse to build up to Superman 2025. And this is what it's been all building up to. We've done all of these Superman episodes purely just so that we can build it up to Superman 2025. And I was like, well, obviously I got to have Chaos on this episode. But yes, I brought Brian along because he is the ultimate James Gunn hater. And it was the absolute, it made the most sense to bring Brian onto this episode. That's why we're here.
The thing is, this James Gunn joke is so funny because it's literally transcended friend groups. It's so funny because it started, I guess I'll give the origin now because it's so stupid. So 3 years ago.
Yeah, please.
Literally 3 years ago. We're watching Jurassic World Dominion in a server VC. Kind of connects to the last episode.
It does. Funnily enough, it does connect to the Jurassic World detour.
Yeah.
And then
it was also in my old server.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're all there. We're watching the movie, and it's like, wow, this is really boring. I don't care. And see, the style of the time was if you thought a movie was boring, you had to yell at it and call it the next Adolf Hitler. But I wasn't really in the mood for that. Me being the brain rot whiz even back then, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna say shit and we'll see what happens. So I started talking about Top Gun Maverick and how that movie's terrible, even though I hadn't seen it at the time and I wouldn't have seen it for like half a month. So that was already an interesting choice. And then I started talking about James Gunn, who you might know as the guy who made the Guardians movies, the guy who made Super, the guy who wrote Scooby Doo. He's done a lot of stuff. He's a very versatile.
Whatever.
Yeah, versatile. Yeah, that's the word.
He's like one of the most revered film directors even when he first came out, and I knew that because he also helped for movie 43. So
yeah, he did. That's why they called him James Gunn, because he had the guns in the seat. No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got this James Gunn joke. I got this Top Gun Maverick being terrible joke. So I sit there, I take this left and this right, and I put them together. And then for 3 years, I called James Gunn like Satan. And I've seen like one of his movies. I've seen 2 he's written, but that's it. And it's like I just kind of went with that, and I rolled with that. And somehow, it's not even that clever, but it just kept kicking and kicking, because James Gunn's always in discussion. He's part of the DC universe and everything. He kept bringing up, so I kept bringing it up. And then I was like, you know what? It'd be pretty funny if that new Superman movie was like bad, because James Gunn wrote it, and I'd be like, yeah, that's funny. And then I was like, all right, now I guess I'll watch the new Superman when it comes out. But then I came to the realization that I can't dislike this movie. We're going to talk about Superman 2025, because any reason I'd have for calling him and James Gunn terrible is, no offense, it's very, very, very boring. And if I'm anything, I'm the other B. I'm not boring, I'm brain rot. So I didn't go that way. Yeah. So Superman, I thought it was good. I liked it. I thought it was a good time. What did everyone else think?
Chaos, you go. You introduce your thoughts to Superman 2025.
Okay, so I guess the lead up to this kind of ties in with Brian's story, where I was talking about like Bruno in the last episode, because we don't talk about him, and like while Brian's James Gunn hate was like completely brain rot, I think like at the time we Bruno and I were like staunchly unironically kind of anti James Gunn, mostly because I watched like the first 2 episodes of Peacemaker around that time. Really did not like them. I don't think I laughed once. And then that train kind of kept going with Creature Commandos, which also sucked. But then I realized as the months went on and it was leading up to this movie, I kind of remembered, wait, these are like his R-rated works. He actually made really good PG-13 movies with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And not only that, but I also saw a bunch of other people, kind of defending James Gunn more, because like if the new DCU did kind of turn out on a sucky start, it wouldn't just be his fault. There's a lot of factors to it, but also with so many other people hating him, it just became really boring. And as I've matured this year, I realized, wait, I can't just be nerdrotic. I gotta be the Johnny Tucellos in this whole discussion. You know what I mean?
That is so true. That is so true. By the way, when you said Bruno, I was thinking of the 2009 movie. So I was like, Bruno? That woke movie? But but I do agree with you. I think my the only real, like, I guess unironic annoyance I got towards James Gunn is the idea that like people were saying, oh wow, like James Gunn, just because he's doing it, that whole other DC universe is going to become peak, and everything he touches is going to become like the best thing ever in this new universe. I thought that was kind of a silly way to look at it, especially since
jumping the gun a little bit, so to speak.
So to speak.
But
very good.
But I mean, if you're talking about him as an actual like like actual like writer and director. I don't really think I have any fair lens to judge because I just thought he was unfunny from what I've seen. I was like, oh, I don't like this. But thing is,
Right.
I've like seen his Scooby Doo movies. Like, can I really be like fair about that? Like I don't think his shitty like cartoon to live action adaptation from the 2000s is gonna be like what he makes now. I just remember that he. Oh God. I just remember that he did the Suicide Squad. I completely forgot about that until checking this.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like his first DC movie,
Yeah.
and while I think like as a whole, I think that his PG-13 works are better than his rated works. That's probably why slight spoilers to Suicide Squad is probably my least favorite film that I've seen from him so far, but it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
it's pretty good
just not
memory. Like it's fun, but I'm not super duper into it.
Just not really up there with like my favorites of the DC extended universe, which I kind of already went over in the Shazam and Blue Beetle episodes.
Right.
So I'll hold off from there. But going back to this movie a bit, because I can also expand more on my thoughts on like James Gunn as a director and what I'm looking forward to the DCU going forward. I will say, as the months went on, I got way more interested in this movie and started writing the hype more, but my hype was never at the same level as Blue Beetle, which I think that really helped it because I saw this movie opening night with my nana and everyone. And since then I saw it like three more times. Is this movie perfect? No. You can even make an argument for it being more flawed than the 1978 movie. But even though it's recent, I have I think I've had the proper experience under my belt now, so I think I am at least confident in calling it my new favorite comic book movie. I love it a ton. Even with an annoying aspect, that's not the film's fault that I will get into shortly, but love the film a ton, and I am really looking forward to talking about it today. Yeah. And what about you, Hal?
Yeah, so for me, obviously, I've been very excited for this movie. I was thinking about it because I did set up the Summer of Superman, purely to set up going in to watch this. But then as I was watching through a lot of Superman movies, I was getting stuff that I really loved. I was just rediscovering, and stuff I was discovering, wow, this fucking sucks. I want to kill myself. So that's been kind of the experience. It's been a real roller coaster, the summer of Superman. So I was thinking, I think no matter what was going to happen with 2025 Superman, I was just so glad I got to experience watching through the Superman media and continuing too. Originally the plan was that this was going to be the finale of Superman Summer, but that's not fucking happening. Like, there's so much more Superman stuff. Obviously, we're not going to get to it all by the end of the summer. Fuck that. But I feel like, I've definitely learned to appreciate Superman as a character far more. And literally, it's just been through the build-up to this movie. And, sometimes when it comes to build-ups trumping the movies, i.e. fucking Force Awakens, where the build-up to that movie was, I'm going to remember far more than the actual movie. You kind of then, years go by, you go, oh, well, how do we judge the actual movie on its own? I will say, as for the movie itself, this is not like Force Awakens, where I think the build-up does trump the actual movie. I think Superman 2025 is a good movie. It's definitely it's definitely not my favorite version of Superman. I think there are aspects where I'm like, not my favorite, but I still really like it. I can't really think of anything in the movie that I hate or that I think it does badly. I think at worst, it's just pretty good. It's just, I've either seen this before done better in other movies, or there's really nothing to get angry about. I don't know, just something about it is just, it's such a likable film, and that I think is very quintessentially Superman. It's likable.
Yeah, I think like the way that I personally view it, it's like the I said this before to other friends, but I think it's like the modern comic book movie equivalent of something like Paddington. Not like the actual film, but like just the general quality and vibes that gives off just exudes happiness and just
Yeah,
leaves you just grinning the whole time.
which is
It
what
has
a
that kind of
and
energy
which
to
is
it.
what a Superman movie should be. That's what I've learned. The reason I hate movies like Superman 3 and BVS is because they're Superman movies, but I'm fucking miserable while watching them. And from what I've learned, Superman at his best is when I'm smiling and I'm feeling happy and hopeful and, love. What
Right.
just positive words. That's all I can think of when I think of quintessential Superman.
And you have a lot more goodness inside of you because of that, Hal. Because I guess with on that topic, I can get into the aspect of the movie that probably annoys me most, which ties into plot discussion a little bit, but kind of I want to talk about the discourse. It's so
Oh
fucking
god,
bad
yeah.
for this movie. It's so bad.
Yeah,
Like
It's
I
so
think
annoying on like both
yeah.
sides how certain people have treated it. It's kind of funny to me, but like yeah, it's really dumb.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, like, I know that like a lot of movie discourse in general and a lot of the hate that movies have gotten, it's expected because like grifters and stuff. But like
Mm.
when you have a Superman movie that is portraying, well, when you have a Superman movie that is portraying an actual war between two fictional countries in like Europe and the Middle East, kind of what we're dealing with right now, you know that a lot of people are going to be um not very nice or good faith about it.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching Buster's review of it yesterday, the movie, and he had a great point where he's like, I feel as though a lot of people are gonna get kind of a knee jerk reaction when they see this in movies, and I completely agree. I think if you go into this with that knee jerk reaction, because at first I had that same knee jerk reaction. Obviously, I let the movie play out first before I got angry, but yeah, I think there are going to be people, because they're going to see, oh, you have this vaguely Middle Eastern country and this vaguely European slash, well, I'm just going to say it, Israeli country on the other side. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what is this supposed to be representing? But, I think, yeah, at first, if you think like, oh, a comic book movie is going to tackle that. And yeah, I agree. I think we've seen plenty of comic book movies tackle quote unquote real issues and they fail spectacularly. So yeah, I agree that having that knee jerk reaction is going to be, expected. But I think, there's always an exception to an example. Just because it does deal with these things doesn't necessarily mean it does so in bad faith or does so in a performative way. I don't feel like this movie's performative. And when I say that, I mean, it's doing so for brownie points or check boxes. Like it's dealing
Yeah.
with these issues
Same.
because that's the popular thing. It's like, no, I think Gunn is actually writing it, in a way that feels natural, in a way that doesn't feel like you're being talked down to. And and it also doesn't, because it is a comic book movie. I don't think you're supposed to be going in and expecting answers to these issues. I think you're just watching a comic book movie that just so happens to have these issues in them.
Right. Yeah. And I can actually talk about that like a little bit, like how this whole movie handles that issue, because I think that people's interpretations of it, specifically the negative ones, either whether they're leaning on the left and saying this is the most offensive thing ever, or they're on the right and they say that this is the most offensive thing ever. There's a lot of bullshit on both sides. So
Yes.
the whole premise with this and this fictional country, which a lot of the plot hinges on, is that this is Superman into his third year. So we're kind of glossing over a lot of the origin stuff that the movie's already established.
Right.
And a lot of this plot is dealing with the fallout of Superman stopping Baravia from invading Jarhamper, which is this supposedly imperfect country that is a lot weaker in terms of firepower, but also, you know, doesn't deserve to get killed and get people slaughtered. Which, in retrospect, I talked about this before and I learned this, but I think this is why the movie's message works so much. Because you compare it to BVS, that is a movie that is trying to have like this big, thoughtful discussion about whether Superman should get into geopolitics and international affairs or not. And it tries being really pretentious about it. And in that sense, I just feel like it doesn't really get the character of Superman.
Right.
Where here, it questions, you have stuff like Lois and the country questioning the Superman's ethics for this. Like, why didn't he consult with the president? And why did he pin the president of Moravia to a cactus? Why didn't he ask permission for this? When Superman's whole answer to all this is simple: people were going to die. And that's like the simple reason why a lot of people in this country are siding with Palestine over Israel, because a whole country people do not deserve to get slaughtered. It's called complexity in simplicity, or vice versa.
So I was reading a lot of early Superman comics from the 30s. So like the very first examples of Superman media. And yeah, this was the late 30s when he was created. Obviously, World War II was right around the corner, so tensions were mounting in Europe. In fact, I think some of the comics went into the 40s. So yeah, World War II was already starting at that point. And yeah, there's a lot of little comics of Superman stopping wars. And it's not really him siding with one country or another. A lot of the countries portrayed are made up. In fact, I think literally one of the countries is literally Moravia, which is the country in this one. There is
right.
That harkens back to the 1930s. But it's literally him just going in and not really siding with one country or the other. The comics don't really portray the countries, not necessarily as sympathetic. I mean, they do, because they have Superman going in to stop the wars, but he's not doing so for like, oh, for America, or oh, for this other country. Like, they're made up countries, and he's just going in there to stop the wars. He doesn't care who it is fighting. There's actually, I think it's one of the earliest comics where he does this, where he gets the two leaders of both countries like into a room, and he's just like, all right, you two, square it out. What do you hate about each other? And they're like, well, nothing really. We don't know why we're fighting. And it's like, oh, okay. So that was, but that's exactly what I think this movie does. Where it harkens back to that classic 30s Superman, where it's like, he's not doing so for the sake of one country or for the sake, assiding himself with one point of view. His point of view is just that people were going to die. That's not right.
Exactly. And he literally says that he's not that he wasn't there to represent anyone, despite being accused of that.
Right.
Which I think is like the core of Superman, and why people can get iffy with Superman being used for more American propaganda. Me personally, I'm an adult. A lot of this stuff was from the 80s and 90s and such, even back in the 40s with the fucking slap a jap stuff. I don't care. But I think that the core of Superman is that he's for everyone,
right? Not
just for America, which is already a country that a lot of people are being radicalized against. So, which kind of also fits into the themes of these are imperfect countries, and just because that we're imperfect doesn't mean that we should, die or slaughter each other.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I found a lot of the I get, like I said, I guess to get back to more of the discourse side of things, I found like a lot of the reactionary right-wing stuff is really funny, because there's two different perspectives from people who like didn't like the movie and did, and it's like from the grifter side of it, where obviously if they didn't like it, it's the same like buzzword shit you always see. It's like, it's woke, it's this, it's that. They made Superman this, like, that's to be expected. But then I've seen some like grifter types, like channels like Drinker, who are like, they like the movie, but then they're like, I think he's had the tweet that was like, people should just treat Superman as a movie. Why are they looking into it politically? Which is really funny, considering that's like half of
Yep.
their half of their fucking channel. It's like taking a movie, saying it has some sort of message to it, and running with that. But
Yeah.
it is just like it's so funny how like when they like something, they have to pretend it doesn't have all the shit they complain about.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Right. I got like a minute into Drinker's Superman review until he says that the movie lacks a political agenda, and then I just dropped it. Like, no, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah.
See,
the thing is, it's not even like we were talking about. It's not like super like it's not subtle per se, but it's not like beating you over the head with like if you didn't know anything, you could just still just enjoy it as like a narrative.
Right.
Exactly.
But to pretend it's not there is just, I think, very, very silly.
It is very silly. Yeah. No, I inherently am always going to be, like I said, knee-jerk reaction. I am going to be skeptical of a movie that has an overt political message. Not because of the politics, but because of how the movies handle that. Again, I think this movie does just a fine job at, yes, having these aspects that, yeah, I'm sure anybody with a brain is going to pick up on, but it's not done so, like you said, yeah, it's not done subtly, but it's not done obnoxiously. Like, it's done so you can
definitely
still enjoy it as a movie. In fact, that's exactly what I was doing. Like, Drinker just be like, why don't they just treat it as a movie? It's like, I am treating it as a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird because like I think that there were also, oh my god, I also know that there's like more people who were against how it was portrayed, but again, it's also from, well, this time it's from the left-leaning side, but again, a lot of their points were really fucking stupid. I didn't even share this earlier, but earlier today I was scrolling through Tumblr and finding some stuff.
Classic mistake, but yes.
Yeah, it very much is. Or this was probably posted in the Discourse channel, one of the Discord channels. But basically, there was this person saying the people who say that this Superman movie is anti-Israel are fucking idiots because Tom King is working for the DCEU and he's a war criminal. So literally anyone who supports this studio and these people and James Gunn are bad. You people just keep eating up garbage, which I can get into that mindset later because there is a particular group of people that are the king of the you just consume garbage mindset. But also,
I wonder who.
Yeah, I really wonder who. But also, like just saying that a movie's whole message is undermined because of like maybe some incorrect information that people like to nitpick that I've seen, or in this case, someone barely being involved in it. It's so fucking weird, the behavior that I've seen around this movie. Like it brings out the best in a lot of people, but now it's just bringing out the absolute worst in a lot of really sucky and annoying people. Yeah. And like to give context for like quick context for the Tom King stuff.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, who the fuck is Tom King?
So Tom King is a current writer at DC who has a pretty massive bibliography from Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow to Mr. Miracle, both of which have won Eisners and are getting their own adaptations in movies and shows. The Eisner part is probably why King is one of the main DC writers helping largely with the DCU. Here's the issue with that. Not only has his reputation been tanking after a really bad Wonder Woman run that's still going, but it's also been well known now that he's ex-CIA and helped with the invasion of Iraq.
Hilarious.
Now, why doesn't DC remove him from office after this? A lot of people don't know this and prefer being knee-jerk reaction over it, but here's my take after thinking about it more. For as much as I hate Tom King's guts and for as awful as that is, the invasion of Iraq was like decades ago, like 2000s, right? And yeah, so at that point, not only is it basically impossible to really cancel him over it, considering that he no, that was like years ago, and the only stuff that he said was some stupid statements about wanting to do that stuff again, which Gunn has said before that regarding people like Zachary Levi, that he can't fire people just for saying stupid shit because that can literally topple a whole plan. It's when they do really awful shit like Jonathan Majors where he has to pull the plug, which is a reasonable business practice.
Mhm.
Let's not forget Gunn is still a CEO,
Mm-hmm.
but also Tom King has won the company multiple Eisners as of late, and from a business practice, removing him would seem really stupid on their ends.
Well, also
Mhm.
the other thing too is like, what does this have to do with Superman 2025? Like, did Tom King
Uh,
have anything to do with the movie?
Tom King was one of the first people who wrote the script and
Okay.
no, not wrote the script, read the script, just read
Oh.
the script. One of the first people who read the script and gave some notes to it. That's literally it.
I mean, okay, well, I mean, judging like one person a part of anything is stupid because like film is inherently a collaborative medium. Like if you did like
Exactly.
some mild
Yeah.
thing that'd be done, but not even like he didn't even write the thing or directed it. What do you even? That's
Yeah. Yeah, right. And
that's
then I
stupid.
went to reblog their post saying, okay, not even just talking about the technicalities of and complexities of Tom King still being at DC, but also, hey, telling people that they are stupid and bad people for supporting a movie studio and still watching their stuff just because Tom King is still in it. That's stupid. That's really bad, because that's an extreme example of moral scrupulosity, and you should not make people feel like that they're bad people just for watching something. That's really bad. Then they blocked me and told me that I was a dumbass reblogging bullshit.
Oh
Well,
wow.
you know what? Their
I always
loss.
I always
Yeah.
hate moral arguments like that. Like
Oh
unless you
yeah.
have like a really good basis of what's in the material, it's so condescending to be
A-
like, well, you can't
absolutely.
like this because I'm like you're just like basically guilting people into not liking something. Like, come
Right.
on,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Using a movie as a weapon for your morality is
literally when you're
probably
like,
the
that's so
lamest thing
bad.
you can do as a person. Like, it
Exactly,
is
it's so
incredibly
bad.
lame. It's all over stuff like
Right.
Twitter and all that,
Yeah.
those kinds of platforms, which is why
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm off those platforms because it's not worth it. Like let me just watch a movie, decide it's bad for, the actual reasons that it's bad, and then move on to watching a different movie and seeing, oh, is this actually good or is this actually
Yeah.
bad? Like,
Mhm.
it's just so tiring to
Yeah.
have.
Unless you give it
Mhm.
a 6, otherwise I'm crucifying your
Right,
ass.
of course. Yeah,
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, yeah, and like speaking of like this whole moral superiority thing, I guess that can lead me into just the creme de la creme of like this whole fucking stupid discourse and absolute media illiteracy on display for this movie. For now, until we get to a certain plot point, but since this transitions into talking about the plot and characters, say it with me now, EFAP.
Oh
E
no.
crap.
Ew.
Well,
Mahler, the big 2-5.
Muller be
Womp
ballering.
womp.
Ah,
Yeah.
uh,
And I specifically point this out because when I saw this stuff for the first time, I wasn't mad. I was laughing my ass off because it's literally the most adorable shit imaginable. like like let me paint it to you this way. EFAP reacted did their breakdown on Superman on a stream, which was like 7 fucking hours long just to talk about the movie. One movie. And so I think like the EFAP server, I guess, got to see it early, or it's been unlisted because people on the Mauler subreddit were not happy because their breakdown was just that fucking dumb. And like not even just standard, like maybe just standard bad criticisms, but also just saying shit like, why did Clark get mad at super shit? That's not that bad. Or Lex has a pocket dimension. Is he opening up the multiverse? And another one of their criticisms that I caught since their stream went public was literally, why didn't Lex kill Superman earlier in the film?
Isn't it explained that Lex said like, "Oh, the U.S. government still wants to talk to you." Like, if it was up to me, I would kill you.
Yeah. And on top of that, if he killed Superman without ruining his reputation first, Superman would still be seen as a martyr.
Right.
Like the whole point of Lex is that he has to see himself as superior. So this criticism just does not work. And on top of that, you have Rags, who's a fucking Nazi by the way, going on Twitter being like, "Oh, these bad awful movies will just keep on getting made if these people just eat up slop." And literally and these are literally for two tweets that are speaking extremely positively about the movie. But the second one is comparing Superman's good nature in this movie to the Iron Giant, which is a bold take that I can personally agree with. And then Rax is like, Superman is sitting in this apartment while the Justice Gang, who he knows don't care about casualties, that's a complete fucking lie anyway, are handling this monster without himself. I really fucking, you better be dead, you better be right, some shit like that. And it's like literally the gayest shit ever.
Gay as shit. Rags should take the R out of his name and replace it with an F then.
More like woke fat.
Yeah. Woke fap.
Woke fat.
He woke. But anyway, I mean, look, these are such little things. And again, all right, if you don't like these aspects of the movie, fine. But like, I don't know, to turn that into a moral argument where it's like, oh, but everybody has to agree with me. That means if you like it, you're wrong. It's like, no. Like, you know, it's just so obnoxious at that point. Just
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so goddamn cringe, and it's like the whole reason why I hate boycott culture a lot.
Oof, yeah. Really stupid. Yeah, we went and bought our own tickets to go see this. We're gonna boycott it. It's like, we already spent your money, dude. Like,
that's what annoys me even more. Like, if you like watch it, if you pirate it, like, fine, whatever. It's annoying, but I can at least see you.
Yeah.
But people like EFAP, I know for a fact they had like this is not a Superman another movie, but it's the same principle. They had like a whole long thing being like, wow, the Snow White remake is terrible. I can't believe people are supporting this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, the movie's probably terrible.
Right.
But it opens with Mahler explaining what his theater experience was like. And it's like, you bought the ticket. You're giving the money to Disney. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Look, that is the risk.
Like, come on.
That is the gamble with going to see a movie. Sometimes you do see a bad movie in theaters and you pay money to go see it. That's just the gamble.
See,
yeah. Or also, like, if you're... If you really know a movie is gonna be bad, then why the fuck are you seeing it in the theater?
Right. I mean, look, because there's some bad movies, like, I know it's gonna be bad, I'll still go see it because maybe I'm curious to see it. But not every bad movie, you know?
Right.
Like, I saw Minecraft, I don't regret it. But, that was a fun time.
It's all right.
This was before people started bombing the theaters. But it was still a fun time.
Yeah. They beat you to the punch, Brian.
Yeah.
They thought it was a Superman showing.
Yeah. Wait a minute. They're showing this Minecraft movie and not Thanksgiving 3? I'm getting out the napalm.
See, when Lex in this movie keeps giving the commands to attack Superman, he's going, A1, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me at the Superman.
Right.
Wow, more of Matthew being Bizarro, saying A1 instead of 1A.
All right, I want to talk about. Let's talk about the cast. I want to talk about the cast.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about.
Okay,
I want to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about David Cornsweet as Superman. Because here's the thing, I was a little skeptical about the costume. I thought the costume was a little weird, and for literally the geekiest, stupidest reason, where it's like, I don't know if I really like the blue collar and then the red cape. Like, I love the red cape, and I love the colorization of everything. I know the blue collar was a little weird. I got used to the blue collar. It looks fine because it's a different thing. And then
I think I had a knee-jerk reaction to it at first just because of the MCU line.
Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's fine.
It grew on me.
It did grow on me too. The S was also the biggest thing where I'm just like, I really like the classic S logo. Like, you know, the 78 Superman, the Superman the Animated Series logo. I really like those S's. I'm a sucker for the fucking Fleischer S. I think that's a really cool S. So this one was a little too
the Super Friends S.
Well, the Super I like the Super Friends S, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But the S in this one was a little too boxy, you know, but I get it. You wanted to do something different. It did grow on me. I'm a sucker for that old S, but like I did learn to like this new one. I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with this.
Wait, hold on.
The other day of Dan Povenmire, talking about the movie, and he said he really liked it, but he spent the entire time talking about how the S didn't look like an S.
Yeah,
I can agree with him actually.
It's weird, but if it's for like a new design, like we're doing something different, fine, whatever.
I think it's the Kingdom Come S, but I need to double check on that.
Okay. Kingdom Come.
I was gonna say if the biggest criticisms are like little nitpicky stuff like that, then I mean that's a pretty good sign, I think.
Yeah.
I think the best way. Okay, this is going to make sense. Okay, but like, I think like the best way that I can compare this S2 is Chaco Mountain. Okay, hear me out. I gotta talk about this one. Okay, like I gotta talk about this one because okay. So like just like a Chaco Mountain from Mario Kart 64, you're really looking forward to it, right? But it kind of teases you like a stripper does. But then you actually play it and it's like, oh, okay. This doesn't really look very fun. Like, wow, I keep on bumping into the walls and falling off the track. And like for this logo, the red lines with like the yellow coming out are like the walls on Chocolate Mountain. Because like not only is it just like I don't think it'd be very fun to touch them, but it could do some touching up. But also they have layers. That's like the important part. I really had to throw this in because I was in like a VC with Buster last week, and I told him, all right, I'm going to talk about Choco Mountain on this episode. Just you wait.
Oh, you see, Superman is my least favorite Mario Kart track.
To be fair, he's better than the N64 Wario Stadium.
That is true. Because see, if I had to use a metaphor here, like Wario State, this is gonna make sense to like 5 people, but Wario Stadium, to me, is what Danis thinks Superman Returns is. You know, just very plain, straight lines. Like
very brown too.
I was gonna say very brown.
Yes, because there's no red on that track unless you're playing as Mario. But I don't play as Mario. Right. I play as Luigi.
Unironically, I think that the Superman Returns suit would have been like a lot better if just instead of all the ugly blues, all that blue was just the Wario faces that were on Wario
I knew something
Stadium.
was coming. You don't say unironically in this conversation.
I will say I do like the colorization of this suit. I for a couple of years we got the Superman Return suit, we got the Man of Steel suit. They were a little too muted where it's like, no, Superman works when it's like really bright colors. You need those really bright blues, bright reds, neon yellows even. And I'm glad with what they did with this colorization. I think that it's a perfect suit color wise. Like this is what Superman is because it's Superman. Like the hopeful character, the optimistic character, he needs to be a lot more brighter. And I get it when you had something like Man of Steel when it was trying to be grittier. Yeah, the grittier colors made sense in that context. I just didn't like it because it sucked.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that movie, but it is pretty good though.
Yeah. We went like the baby. Yeah, for Man of Steel, we went like the baby blue water to like Tide Pod.
Tide Pod.
Like Tide Pod suit.
Sure. Yeah, it's a suit that I think has grown on me, and because it's classic enough, but it's also new enough. It's
Right.
blending together what you want. You want something classic but new at the same time, and I think this suit really nails that. And
Most importantly, they kept the undies.
yeah, the trunks are back. That's all I could
That
ever
is
ask
true.
for. We needed the trunks back because they do look
He
silly,
needed them.
but it's a comic book movie. It's inherently silly, so
They're peak.
I think they work. They work. They made the trunks work in a movie from 2025. That's all I could ever ask for.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So much talking about the suit and Chaco Mountain that we haven't even talked about. David Corden Sweat as Clark himself. Hot damn.
I do really like this characterization of Superman. I think David is perfect for the role. Honestly, I fell in love with his performance even before I saw the movie. There was like that one trailer of him where it has the scene of him talking with Lois, and Lois goes like Superman, and immediately David goes Miss Lane, and I'm like, fuck, he's Superman. Like, that's when I knew, just the way he went Miss Lane. I'm like, fuck, that's Superman. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think David Cornsweet is probably my personal favorite live action casting for Clark so far. I think some of the animated versions of him do edge out just a little bit more, but for live action, David Cornsweet is just perfect as Clark. Definitely has like a lot of the same vibes that Jack Quaid gave me when watching Moz, but also
Ooh.
the important part is that David just nails every single emotional scene so good. Like in that same interview scene that he has with Lois, and when she keeps on questioning him and he goes, people were going to die. That's like, oh, that hit hard.
Yeah. No, he's really good.
Yeah.
I saw a thing about that scene where James Gunn said it was like a big risk to put in that long of a dialogue scene in a comic book movie that uncut. He said it was like, the tweet said it was like 12 minutes, which I haven't checked, but if that's true, I was like, it feels like at least half that, or at least a quarter. I really love that part of the movie. It's really,
That was a scene I was so digging. I mean, it was weird because like when I first watched this movie, I watched it at a drive-in theater, and the audio was weird because I guess the speakers at that drive-in are getting older. I mean, it's a drive-in that's been around since the 50s, so it's kind of old.
Well, it's almost as old as you.
Yeah, it's almost as old as me.
So I went like to a drive-in theater like only one time just to see the live-action Jungle Book remake, and aside from seeing that, the only other thing that I remember seeing was like there was like a there's like a small building where the concession stand was in, and there was a poster for Ice Age Collision Course. It's like the only thing that I remembered.
Incredible. But yeah, no, so it was weird because like there's a lot of talking in that scene, and it's not incredibly exciting. It's literally just two characters talking. But I was still digging it from the performances. I'm glad I rewatched it because then the next day, after seeing it at a drive-in, I went to an actual theater to watch it again, and I really love that scene. It's such an exciting and interesting scene. Again, even though it's just two characters talking to each other.
Right.
I can see that being a big risk because it's a big Hollywood superhero film. You want it to be exciting. You want it to be, just action at every corner, so then people are never bored. But you have the scene of two characters talking. Guess what? I was never bored at that scene. You can do that excitingly.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if this movie came out in like 2022 or 2023, definitely 2022, maybe I would have found like some way to bitch about it, because I think that was like the era where we were doing like some MCU watch parties, and we were either fluctuating between, oh, this looks so shit, or oh my god, this is so boring, just please move on, like shit like that.
I was in one of those, and I was like, wait, I don't care about Marvel movies. Why am I here? So then I left and I watched Gumball instead.
Yeah. I mean, Gumball is like the ultimate rage bait show, and I say that because it has the rage bait gif.
See, that's only where the rage bait gif comes from, actually. So See, some people say I rage bait often, but I actually think I just say things that people take particular offense to,
Mm-hmm.
and I say it as a form of bait, which is completely different. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You're like those monkeys in the pocket dimension.
Oh, yo, I
Oh my god.
I know we're going all over the place, but I really want to talk about the rage baiting monkeys because that scene was made for me. Okay, because not only is it a great scene to be like, oh, we have like 1,000 monkeys hooked up to computers just writing bullshit on the internet. It's like great. Fantastic metaphor right there, but just seeing all these monkeys typing, it was the perfect opportunity. I turned to my sisters while we were watching the movie and I just blurted out, it was the best of times, it was the blurst of times, you stupid monkey.
See, I literally turned because I play see, for those not familiar, I love a typing game called Monkey Type where you type and that's it. It's not very complicated, but it's quite fun. I never got to get my words per minute, which really, really disappointed me. The point is, I was with some friends who know I love the game. So when I see that, I turn around. I'm like, oh my god, it's Monkey Type. Like that is my version of when like comic book fans or like Star Wars fans clap at a big cameo or something. That was my thing.
Yeah.
I saw some monkeys typing on a keyboard, and I was like, no way.
I know.
And I'm not even joking. First thing I did when I got out of the theater, I opened up my phone, I DM'd Chaos and went, yo, it's crazy that Monkey Type dead ass happens in Superman.
I'm just glad I was able to make a reference to one of my favorite Simpsons jokes, and that is when Mr. Burns has all the fucking monkeys at the typewriters.
I love that.
I think that that was like the first time I DM'd Brian with a monkey type joke. The second was with a fucking Family Guy gift.
Oh yeah, because it's a cutaway where they're all monkeys typing, and I was like, oh wow, that's literally what happens. That's crazy. Yeah, I should put it in the. I'll put it in the chat right here. Look at how happy they are.
That's fucking Family Guy gif.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Everything is perfectly aligned.
Yeah, it's so us. Anyway, okay, back to cast. I guess if we're talking about Monkey Type, can we talk about this Lex Luthor?
Oh my god, yes, please.
He was so fun. I loved him.
Yeah. I'm going to say this is like the biggest Superman fan here. I think like Corn Sweat Superman is definitely in my top 5 now, even from just this one movie, and I'm really looking forward to see what else we get. This movie has my favorite version of Lex Luthor, and I think all of media, definitely on screen. James Gunn fucking nailed him in this movie. So good.
I mean, he's no Kevin Spacey, but yeah.
Wrong. Bring it on.
I'm sorry that they couldn't get the boy molester into this movie, Brian. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to let it go.
Well, they had to cut. They had to cut the scene where Nicholas Hoult said, "Where's the boy?" So, unfortunately,
no. But I don't have like actually that as much frame of reference for versions of him as you do, Chaos, obviously. But I thought like, just he's such a fun presence throughout the whole thing. Like he's very. Like, it just kind of goes for the whole movie in general that I really like because like tonally he's very like campy, very eccentric. You have a lot of those like yelling and screaming and very like upset at Superman, but I don't think it's not too much or doesn't feel like realistic. You know, right. He still feels like an actual like threat and character to take seriously. Like when he's explaining his motivations, that he's actually like, you know, manipulating his way for stuff. You like that's all really, really works, and it's a good like a really good balance that I really like for this. He's not too serious or like too stupid. It was perfect.
Yeah. Oh my god. There's like so much stuff I can talk about here. Like first off, Nicholas Hoult, fantastic casting, and I need to point out the funniest part with this. So Hoult auditioned for both Batman and Superman in the past and failed both auditions. So when people found out that he actually got the role as Lex, yeah, they were expecting the performance of the century with this much hater energy, and he fucking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
because it's
like I
interesting.
know,
No, go ahead.
yeah, like I know people. I know like the Academy and some people just kind of roll their eyes to the back of their skull when like superhero movies are like suggested for the Oscars or nominations. But dead ass, when we live in a society where a Suicide Squad and Wakanda Forever can get nominations this year, and Spider-Verse can get Best Animated nominations. Nicholas Holt deserves a nomination or fuck it, maybe even an Oscar for this role. He's so fucking good. Probably
Look,
one of my favorite performances in like any movie, to be honest.
you know, if Amelia Perez can get it, why not Superman? Like, come
Why
on, let's get
not
all the
Superman?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. One of
yeah.
I mean,
my
this is
But on
besides
top
the
of the,
point, but I was just on his
yeah,
letterbox and I realized this guy also played John in Garfield 2024.
oh my
So
god, he did.
you
Yeah.
know what?
yeah,
He did redeem himself here, I will say. So
Oh, good.
should
yeah,
point out
I'm
that.
glad. I'm
yeah,
glad to
or,
hear.
yeah. The other way you could look at it is that Garfield 2024 ruined his potential. You completely
That
wasted
is,
it.
Oh.
oh wait, see that's why this movie is terrible because it's connected to the Garfield universe. So
Yeah.
there's like
I
Yeah.
guess I guess it deserves that half-star rating since you love giving half stars to every Garfield movie.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
they're valid, okay. John Arbuckle's characterization is not great, okay.
Okay.
But
No, what I love about Lex Luthor in this movie is just how different of a character he is to Nicholas Holt. Because every time I see Nicholas Holt, he's like this timid, very polite British man. You know, like I just love hearing him in interviews how he's like kind of this quiet character, and then you see him as Lex Luthor. He's like this big emotional wreck and just this hater, just this absolute hater towards Superman. And it's great.
Yeah.
Just every opportunity he gets, he'll just be a bitch to everybody.
Yeah.
It like I love the scene when like Superman escapes
Right.
from the pocket dimension when Lex finds out and he screams into the camera and he like throws that mug of pencils on the floor. He just says to like three of his henchmen, like, pick those up, and they start picking them up, and then they put it up as he's having a conversation, and he knocks it over again just to be shitty towards them. It's like I love
And
this
there's-
character. He's so shitty.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Yeah. And like the other great part about it is that you have like this fun chaotic energy with Lex in this movie, but you also have like the really disturbing shit with how far he takes this hater energy. Like one of the most obvious examples of this is how he treats Eve, because during that same scene, literally shouts at her, calling her an idiot, and throws a mug at her. I feel like the abuse that he puts her through in this movie, from what we've seen, is really rough. And as we've seen earlier, he's done that to like multiple girlfriends.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yikes.
that's right. Yeah, Eve Teskmacher's in this movie. He never goes Miss Teskmacher. He never screams it like Gene Hackman did in the '78 movie. But I think that what they did with Eve, I really, really liked in this.
Right. Yeah. Especially like her fun subplot with Jimmy, which I guess we can get to later, but more with Lex. The other thing is that this whole pocket dimension he uses to enslave political prisoners, people who he has petty grudges against, and you also have like the really creepy shit with both Metamorpho and Crypto, where not only does he literally wire and torture Crypto's brain to a simulation, and then talks about putting the varmin down. But also he literally holds Rex Metamorpho's ugly baby hostage just so he turn himself into kryptonite just to control Superman. Like this Lex does not pull out any of the goddamn stops here.
No.
It's so good. And I think like I think another strong aspect that leads to this is probably my favorite part, aside from what I just listed, is that this combines the CEO characterization of Lex with the scientist characterization of Lex. He leads Luthor Corp. It's a big tech industry that primarily specializes in building weapons. but also Lex knows how to create his own pocket dimension and clone Superman.
Yeah.
Like that is some, yeah, and like that is some good mad scientist shit right there. And I am absolutely down for that characterization of Lex. It's so fun.
Yeah. I especially like there's that one scene where he's saying, like, when he opens the pocket dimension even further and it starts splitting Metropolis, he is the one who like types away at the computer to get it started. So it's like, okay, this guy is not like just a businessman and, you know, kind of falsing a front as a scientist. He is genuinely fucking smart. Like, he knows what he's doing. It's just that he's
Yeah, that was like, yeah, insanely malicious about it. That's
right.
it. And that's like something that's so refreshing about it. He knows that he's going to he knows that he's eventually going to destroy Metropolis with this rift, but he doesn't care because Superman's escaped. All bets are off the table. This is plan B. Might as well smoke him out.
Yeah, he literally says at
And
one point, "Let me know when when the rift actually gets to a city I care about." It's like, whew, okay, like goddamn.
Yeah, and my favorite Lex scenes are towards the climax, but I think before that, I think like the scene that best characterizes Lex in this movie is when he's trying to interrogate questions out of Superman, and he literally has a side character earlier from the movie who actually helps Superman after getting beat by Ultraman, disguised as the Hammer of Baravia. He's holding him hostage because Luthor Corp has access to facial recognition. He asks Superman like 2 questions, and then he shoots him dead.
Yeah.
So this establishes Luthor as extremely cold, ruthless, and calculating. And then the moment after that, he literally goes, you know, maybe next time I'll kill that reporter you keep interviewing. And we think, oh, Lois, maybe I'll kill Clark Kent. And I think that is like that's like Lex's ultimate characterization, where he thinks that he's the smartest and hottest shit in the world, and he can constantly substantiate that until he does one move where he pulls his pants down, ass showing to the entire audience, because he doesn't have a goddamn clue of who Superman actually is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Just this perfect mix of being a genuinely smart and cunning villain while also being perfectly capable of making a complete fool out of himself.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's the perfect supervillain that you want. I feel like we've just been, you know, kind of desperate for a perfect villain like this in a superhero film for a while. It feels as though. I feel like we have gotten good supervillains, but it's been a while where I feel like we get one like this, you know?
Yeah. And like I was thinking, okay, with how Nicholas Hoult stacks up compared to like the other DC villains, is he really the next Heath Ledger Joker in terms of iconography? Well, first off, it's too early to tell. So I'd say even in terms of that, or just by performance, no, not really. What I am going to say, and I think this is a massive compliment, especially since both actors are in Nosferatu, wink, 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 winky, wink, wink, wink. I think that this is DC's equivalent. I think Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is DC's equivalent to Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin.
That is a huge compliment, absolutely, considering how iconic Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is.
Right. And I think as time goes on, I think Lex is only going to, you know, that comparison is only going to stand the test of time more than more.
I think so.
Because even with some people who don't like the film that much, even for stupid reasons, I think a lot of people do seem to agree that Lex is very much a highlight of the film.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Like we love all the other actors. I can't think of a single actor I don't like in this movie, but Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is the absolute like standout for me.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I share the same opinion there. Just so goddamn good.
Definitely.
I guess with Lex out of the way, that also leads into Lois.
I think it's time to talk about Lois, yeah, because Lois is a character I can be very skeptical of. It's like, okay, what are we gonna do with this one? but I mean, straight up, I really do like this Lois.
Right.
She's a very intelligent character because I say that she's very intelligent because she does make a lot of great points, especially during that scene, during their talking scene when she's interviewing Superman. I find myself siding with her more logically, but I'm siding with Clark more emotionally. But
Right.
even though it's not because, you know, she portrays this logic because she wants to, she's saying she has to. So she's saying like, oh, you didn't go through these procedures, and you know, I'm thinking about this logically. I don't know if I entirely trust the fate of one country in the hands of Superman. You know, like going over all these points, and it's like, yeah, what a very intelligent journalist character. So rare these days. But
Yeah.
yeah, I honestly, I think, I don't know if I just felt like maybe we could have benefited from more Lois Lane. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I do like with what we
Yeah.
got, and I do like the role she plays, and I do like her scenes with Clark. Even when they're arguing, I'm not going like, ugh, the argument between the two love characters in love. It's like, no, they're both making great points, and I can see it from both of their
Yeah.
sides. You
Yeah,
know,
there's a lot of nuance to
Yeah.
that
Right.
compared to how it would usually be.
Right.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like, yeah. Yeah, even compared to a lot of other Superman media that I really love, it feels like a very human relationship.
Mhm.
Where even after they
Definitely.
fought and Lois considers maybe breaking up with him, she still has that scene where she goes to check in on Clark and comfort him, and it also kind of leads to this point that Lois makes um with Superman, where she's someone who questions everyone and everything, and Clark just trusts everyone and and thinks that there's good in everyone, which is why Lois thinks that initially this relationship can't work until she actively does make the decision to check in on Clark and save him from the pocket dimension with the help of Mr. Terrific, doing something actively good and caring for him while also seeing a lot of the love that his parents gave to him, which you've kind of seen in Maz and a lot of the comics, but Lois, we can infer that Lois doesn't get that same love from Sam or just her parents in general.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a very nice contrast and well written relationship for what we got.
Absolutely. I think I like this Clark and Lois a tiny bit more. Like, from a relationship standpoint, I like it a tiny bit more than Maz. And I already did really like the relationship stuff in Maz, but I think I don't know, there's just nothing that I can say is forced with this relationship. I think it's just perfect.
Right. Yeah, even with just what little we've got, I think that everything here, especially in this movie, just works.
Mhm.
It works. You know,
I do think
I
this
will.
is kind of. Sorry, you on.
Yeah. Actually, you go first.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I've seen this as both like a positive and a negative from people talking about this movie. I'm a lot more on the positive side of it, but I do really like how with Clark and Lois and just the setup in general, they kind of just throw you into it. They don't do any of the traditional like backstory stuff. They just have like, I think, text on screen at the beginning and then like nothing else. So you don't have like anything of Lois discovering like Clark is Superman or how the relationship starts. It just like pushes you into it in that first like apartment scene. And I think like it kind of just respects that the audience like already knows what's going on. Some people might more
Right.
than others, but you
Mhm.
kind of like easily pick up on that.
Right.
And I think that's just
Yeah.
helpful for like immediately getting to, well, not the, I say interesting stuff because not that other stuff isn't interesting, but you know what I mean? Like having everything set up leads to like a lot of good stuff in the movie, and the way they handled it was really natural and well done.
Yeah. And I definitely lean more towards the positive side as well. Like in general, this doesn't just go with Clark and Lois. The movie just throws you right into the action. And I think people like to say that it moves at breakneck pace, but rather, I don't think that's the case. I think that plot points that were expected to happen later rather than sooner, like the world being torn on Superman, we're expecting that stuff to happen later in the plot rather than sooner, because in actuality that latter half of the plot is more so dealing with the ramifications of it, not that it's moving super fast. But also my take on it is that if you can handle the Batman, which is Batman in his second year without too much origin establishment, just Bruce meeting more characters, I think you should be able to handle a year three Superman movie where he does know most of the characters. Like I don't know. I think a lot of these relationships being established ultimately helps the film more than it hurts it.
Absolutely.
I would agree.
I think because we've gotten so many origin movies, like we know Superman's origin, we don't need it spoon fed to us again. So it's best that we focus on this. But also I think that really makes it feel more like a classic comic book, because I've been reading a lot more comics recently, and some, just to name a few I read, was like All-Star Superman and then Batman No Man's Land, and those are comics that do not establish anything. They jump you right into the story, like especially with Batman No Man's Land. It's basically about Batman in Gotham City after like a massive earthquake has happened and the city's been abandoned by the United States government, so it's just kind of like this post-apocalyptic world of what Gotham City is. You don't see it get destroyed. You're into the comic starts where it's been like 90 days and you're into the post-apocalypse. But like, even though I didn't see this established, what's important is what's happening now, and that's the story that's being told. Same thing with All-Star Superman. It's basically about Superman. What is it? It's basically Superman kind of anticipating his death. And so you're going through all these stories of him anticipating that. So we don't need any we don't need an origin as to who Superman is, So that's what this
basically. Yeah, because basically Lex and Solaris gave Superman sun cancer.
They gave him sun cancer, yeah. So that's what I kind of view this movie as. Is like, we know who Superman is, we know what happens in his origin, and much like the Batman, we know what's happening. Let's see a new story with these characters that we're vaguely familiar with, but let's see a new version of them. And that's what I like. I feel like this movie really feels like a comic book, for better or for worse, because there are times where like the dialogue can feel a little bit expository. There's this it's a very small detail, but it's that scene where the engineer and Lex break into the Fortress of Solitude, and the engineer just goes like, "I sacrificed my humanity for us to achieve this, Lex," and I just go, "What an odd thing to say." But like, it's very comic booky, where you're gonna drop that because it sounds cool. And it will look cool written. This has always been a thing with me, is like taking comic book dialogue and adapting it to movies. They always do sound kind of weird when you're just saying this dialogue outright. But
it can be like very hit or miss, and it's one of the reasons why Watchmen adaptations suck balls.
Yeah, Watchmen is a little rough around the edges. There's the Killing Joke animated movie especially kind of suffers because the first 30 minutes are entirely brand new content not written by Frank Miller, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? And then it gets into the Frank Miller Killing Joke dialogue, and you're like, well, it just sounds like Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill just reciting dialogue. It doesn't actually sound like these characters are saying these things.
I should actually clarify real quick. Killing Joke wasn't Frank Miller, it was Alan Moore.
Alan Moore, right. Man, I'm gonna go kill myself now.
More like Alan West.
Yeah, I knew Alan less about him, apparently.
Yeah.
No, but
if you really think about it, Alan Moore is like the ultimate comic book contrarian.
He really is. He really fucking is. Like, no joke, Alan Moore, he's such a bizarre individual. He's brilliant when it comes to writing, because Watchmen and The Killing Joke are really good, but he's still just a crazy old man.
It's like the moment he wrote Watchmen, especially with a lot of how the industry's been, like he's just had this just hating comic books.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I don't
very much
actually agree with him.
Very much. Yeah, he's very much Oppenheimer, where he's like, "What have I done?"
Yeah.
But anyway, so point is though, Killing Joke, Alan Moore, great comic from a writing perspective, but just because you adapt that great writing into then being heard through dialogue, that can seem very weird. So same thing here. You're taking this very comic booky kind of dialogue and having real actors recite it. You need to do like your damnedest to make it sound as natural as possible. And it can be a little weird. Like I said, the engineer with the like, I sacrificed my humanity for us to be here. It's like, okay, weird. But I think overall, because it's such a goofy comic book movie, I'm okay with the little weirdness that comes from people kind of talking like this.
Especially when most of the dialogue is still really natural.
Right,
so.
exactly. And that comes from the performances of the characters. And I think, again, I think the performances are very good.
Yeah. Speaking of All-Star, since you mentioned that, so for both Moz and this movie, it was established that it was an inspiration point for both, not to necessarily adapt the work, but basically adapt certain elements of it to use in the narrative. And I think with how this movie adapts some elements from All-Star, even the more superficial elements, I think really work. Like having this Fortress of Solitude, and also, oh my god, I love the Superman robot so much.
Yeah, especially for / Gary, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Just perfect Alan Tudyk robot acting, as he does all the time. Yeah, I really like the aspects of including like these, because these are goofier Superman aspects you don't really see. Like, you see the Fortress of Solitude in the 78 movie, but it's literally just that, a bunch of crystals in the ice. Whereas, in the comics, I've learned is that it's like this whole ass fucking, fortress. There's like fucking weapons from past little like DC weapons. You have little zoos in there. You have Kandor. You have robots roaming around. Like, you have these robots with the Superman S and capes walking around. Like, I'm glad we're able to see a lot of this.
It's a really cool setting.
Yes, I'm glad we're able to see a lot of this like goofier stuff in a Superman movie to this degree. So that was really cool to see.
We fade the K9, but he is unwieldy, and he realizes that we are not flesh and blood, and that we do not care whether he lives or dies.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm glad they included Crypto. Like, Crypto's kind of a goofy idea for a Superman character, but they went full on with it. They gave a dog a cape. I am a little annoyed. It is obviously CGI. I get why, because, you don't really see a lot of dog actors in movies anymore because of animal rights and whatnot. But also, I think, I get it. They were going to use CGI dogs because you have a literal dog flying around. You can't do that in real life, so you're going to CGI him. But I feel like there were some scenes where it's like, does this really need to be CGI? But whatever. It's not like...
Why is he CGI when Underdog was practicals 2 decades ago?
I can't believe Underdog did something better than Superman 2025. I'm shaking in my boots.
I mean, high bar, to be honest.
Right, of course. Underdog is the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah. That one's for you, Josh.
Underdog. Yeah, why didn't Corey in the house come back to do a rap for Superman 2025? Oh, probably because he's a convicted pedophile or whatever. But, well...
Oh, he is?
I think he is. You know what?
Wow.
Just to risk
something new every day.
Allegedly, I think he's like a sexual predator or something like that. Allegedly.
Well, hey, no, maybe he can be in when they bring back Kevin Spacey Superman.
Right.
Maybe they can like have a thing.
Perfect. There you
he
go.
Can be. He can be Otis's cousin.
Oh yeah, Otis is in this movie. Yeah, we have our own Teskmacher in this movie. We have our own Otis. I will say, I think they're obviously very different. I mean, they're similar but very different versions of these characters from the 78 movie. I like what they do with Miss Teskmacher, Eve, more. I like that they have an Otis character. I just really wish there was more of him in the movie, and they made it a little more obvious that it's Otis, because otherwise he doesn't really do anything. He's just kind of there,
Yeah, especially since from what we do see, I do like his role in the film, where we can see that he's basically Lex's second in command, while the scientist character who is actually, believe it or not, is actually they don't say his name in the movie, but he's actually a character from the comics who has worked with Lex. Sidney Happerson, who is Stephen Blackenhart's character, basically being Lex's third in command. So
Mm.
I think that dynamic's really neat, even if they could have done more with it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But like going back to crypto a bit, I think like you know, I think a lot of crypto's scenes are just really adorable and also super funny,
Yeah.
especially in like the pocket dimension, but also it has one of my personal favorite scenes in the movie where Clark tells Lois that he's going to turn himself in so he can find crypto. And Lois is like, but it's a dog. And then Clark's like, yeah, and he's not even a very good dog, but he's alone and probably scared. And
Yeah.
that was another one that hit really hard for me.
Yeah, that's a total Superman moment. Like that understands Superman to a T, where he's just like, I'm doing this to save somebody else. And it's a fucking dog. But like, that's exactly what Superman would be like. He saves a fucking squirrel in this movie, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I really gotta talk about the fact that Lex literally fucking tortures this dog, and when Clark has the balls to bust in his office and try to interrogate him about it, Lex has even bigger balls where he basically admits under his breath in his mug that he kidnapped Crypto, dog in an ugly cape, and fucking trolls Superman even harder by saying,
He's such
I
a
didn't say
hater on that scene. I
anything.
was gonna
Yeah.
mention, just like
I don't
pretending
know
nothing
what
happened
you're
the whole
talking
time. It's
about.
so funny.
Yeah, I love that scene too, because yeah, he just comes in here and he flips Lex's Lex's desk, and Lex just lifts up the mug really quickly and just like sips, like he's unfazed by Superman destroying his office. Such hater energy. I love it so much.
Literally.
Right.
What a great
And
moment.
that kind of yeah, and on top of that, it leads into a double punch where we kind of see into the news, and this kind of adds into the immigrant allegory that Gunn was going for, is especially hard with this movie, where the guy on TV is like, I mean, it seems like the only rabid animal here is Superman, and I think that's the one that just really gets me to cringe, and in a good way.
Right.
That's something I feel like the movie wanted me to do, but also just cringe in the way that this is something that a lot of minorities have to deal with every day, just being completely dehumanized by the media.
And even worse, they're being dehumanized by a John Cena cameo.
Yep.
I didn't know that part going in, so I laughed a lot at that. I don't really get how that works because he's also a part of the old DC universe.
Yeah, but like but J.K. Simmons is also J. Jonah Jameson in both the MCU and the Tobey Maguire movies, so it's like one of those. I guess there's two different versions. Whatever.
I mean, I think it was worth it for the joke, but afterwards,
like I think if you're talking about world building, the DC, any element from the DCU being carried over to the DCU kind of sucks because of how bad Flash was written with its multiverse rules and how broken they are.
Yeah,
that sucks. But literally just look at, like, I don't know, the business or fun aspect of it. It's just Gunn bringing over the stuff that he made, which is kind of lame, but also Blue Beetle, because people do actually really like that movie, and that does deserve to get its own story told. So it's like, you know what? Fine, I'm not gonna lose my shit over it just because Flash was a steaming pile of dog shit. Like, what is this, 2023?
You guys think James Gunn's gonna bring back Ezra Miller?
Ooh.
Oh no. No.
Superman 2, Flashpoint, and Flash shows up.
You need to die.
I mean,
don't ruin this for me.
I am actually kind of curious to finish up the Peacemaker series sometime, because season 2 is coming soon, and also I should probably give season 1 a second chance. But I guess in retrospect, something that I do find kind of funny is like Peacemaker actually being at schools and news shows and on news shows and just saying the dumbest shit about these superheroes because he's a dumbass who believes anything that he sees online, like Superman having a scat fetish or some shit, which we the audience knows isn't actually the case for these characters, but Chris is believing bullshit online. So,
well, I mean, the bullshit online is from the monkeys at the computers, so you know.
Exactly.
See, monkey type's the plot point of the new Superman movie. I've never been more proud.
Yeah. See,
yeah.
This is how we get you to like this movie. There's monkey type in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's another character I want to talk about? Oh, Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, Jimmy Olsen.
I loved him in this. It was so funny. Like, I don't have as much frame of reference for what other adaptations of him are like, but I love this whole subplot. It's so goofy.
Yeah.
Which I guess kind of, it's another thing with this movie. We've kind of brought it up already, but I do kind of like how the humor in this movie was handled, because I don't like, it's kind of a superhero movie thing, but just like current blockbusters in general, I don't really like how a lot of the humor in them is handled, where it's like they have to have that moment where it's like abruptly have to wink at the audience, be like, wow, this is like goofy thing or something. Like, it just feels like it breaks the tone of things. Whereas here, I really liked how a lot of it's like funny, and a lot of it is kind of silly and stupid, but it felt like natural for the world and characters. It didn't feel like out of place, I guess. And I think it's kind of like this subplot, the Jimmy stuff, like, has that a lot. A general compliment for the movie. I thought that was really well handled compared to what I was expecting.
I will say, as like the biggest Jimmy Olsen fanatic in this VC right now, first off, I think that the casting is actually pretty solid. Not my personal favorite casting for Olsen, and I was skeptical about it at first, but that was mostly because I think that was mostly because, around, it was around the time where what we kind of mentioned, a lot of the Israel and Palestine stuff was kind of coming up, and I did do some research on Wikipedia. Apparently, he does have some history with the IDF, but I was also told that since then he's backtracked on that. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know much about that, and right now I don't really care because, as far as I'm concerned, he's still a cool guy, and I mean, second off, he's just really fun. I still remember. I think some of my friends and I were kind of hoping for like a gender bent version of Jimmy in this movie, just because Jimmy is like super non-binary or gender neutral coded in the comics, because especially with how much he cross dresses in the Silver Age, I think he's one of those characters I really do get those vibes from, and why we kind of really stuck with that idea a little bit. But looking past that, Jimmy's subplot in this movie is really fucking funny.
Yeah, because I like this Jimmy because he has aspects. He's obviously this young kid-looking character, but they give him a little bit more of an active role where he can be a little bit of a reporter. Because he's actually doing research. He's actually doing some journalism. And I do like, he's still kind of a bit of a weenie character, but he's also inexplicably a ladies' man, which fucking rules. I just love that he just gets all these gorgeous women fawning over him for really no reason. It's never really explained.
Yeah, you don't really give an explanation.
It's literally just the multiverse. Yeah. It's literally just a multiversal constant is that Jimmy, for some goddamn reason, has an insurmountable amount of riz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I just find him very funny. I like the subtle references of him calling Perry Chief, and Perry just being pissed at that and being like, "Don't call me Chief, kid." It's great. It's I love that they remain consistent with this Jimmy Olsen. They make him a lot more fun.
And the funniest part with this whole subplot is that they don't really hold back that much on him being kind of a dick to Eve.
Yeah, and it's not even just like, because like, I think you're supposed to go like, oh, why are you pushing away this gorgeous woman? But it's just like, it's just for the sake of comedy. And I do like they do have a bit of a wholesome ending at the end when like she goes and hugs him and she's like, now we can be together forever, and he goes, all right. Like, it's like, okay, that's cute.
Yeah, like the whole thing with Eve is that she's like a little obsessed with Jimmy in this movie,
Hmm.
but also he literally makes fun of her. He literally calls her toes mutant
Yeah,
toes,
I love that.
saying that they look like looks like someone spilled shrimp cocktail on them, and also and also when Eve calls him for like the final time, he just does his stupid fucking victory
Yeah,
dance.
it's great.
And then when he has to promise Eve that he has to stay for like a weekend, and he's like, "Oh, weekend."
I love the awkward humor of that whole thing. It's so good.
Yeah. 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 The really funny thing that I noticed with Eve on like my third showing is um when Jimmy does send Lois images, and then she sees the thing in the background, and then she's like, "Your hot ex is a genius," and then Jimmy says, "Hot."
Like even he
Like
doesn't he
I
doesn't
just
even understand. Yeah.
no, not even that. It's more so just the implication that Lois is bi.
Yeah, I guess there was that implication. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things. It could be
Yeah.
like both ways. Either Lois is bi or Jimmy is so oblivious that he doesn't even realize these women fawning after him are gorgeous. He's just like, wait a minute, what?
Wow, they
The
really did
beauty
make
of art, everyone.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Correct.
they made Superman woke.
I know. God, that's another funny thing, by the way. Like, all those like "go woke, go broke" slogans happen whenever like a bad Disney remake flops. But then this comes out, and it's like I think it's probably gonna make close to $1 billion, or at least like make a lot. So it's funny how like that
Yeah.
whole thing, it's so inconsistent. Whatever like the narrative is, but yeah.
Incredibly
Yeah.
inconsistent. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
I guess speaking of Jimmy a bit, that kind of leads into one small issue that I personally have with the movie. And
Mhm.
I don't hate this personally because I know where the movie's priorities lie. But I know some people have with it, and it's kind of the lack of focus that the rest of the Daily Planet cast gets.
Hmm.
Because this is the first live action Superman movie to feature Perry White, Cat Grant, and Ron Troop, and the second one to feature Steve Lombard after Man of Steel fumbled the bag so much.
They
I
really
love their
did.
scenes. Yeah. I love their scenes in this movie. They just needed more.
Right.
Like way more. But it's already focused on other stuff, so I kind of get why I just want them to get more focused in the future. Like the stuff that Steve has in this movie is still really fucking funny, like
Mm.
what we've seen in Moz with him. And Wendell Pierce as Perry, perfect casting.
He's got a stogie. He's got the fucking stogie. Like that's all I could ever ask out of a Perry White is he's
Yeah.
smoking a cigar half the movie.
Yeah, and I need to double check real quick, but I think Steve's actor actually played someone in the DuckTales 2017 reboot.
Yeah, that's Beck
Uh,
Bennett. He's like an SNL alum.
yeah, Beck Bennett.
And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was Launchpad McQuack in the Ducktales reboot.
Yeah, I haven't watched DuckTales 2017 yet, but I've been wanting to for quite a bit
Oh, you
now.
should. It's really good.
It's
It's
been
really
forever
Oh
since I
hell
watched
yeah.
it. Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
and I didn't finish it. So
It's probably peak.
I mean, probably.
You look, I heard about the show at first from Doug Walker, so it has that seal of approval. I'll
Yeah.
also had that check mark. I think Nostalgia Critic mentioned that's like every episode you got to include that.
Yeah. So there you go.
I'll put that
We
in
did it.
there.
We did it, folks. We can.
Here we go.
We did
Yeah.
We did it, Patrick. We saved too many movies.
it. We did it, Patrick. We mentioned Doug Walker.
Yeah.
Oh.
There should be too many movies bingo eventually.
I'll figure something out for that.
Yeah. But yeah, as like I was kind of saying, we only see the Daily Planet in like the opening, select few scenes and the finale where it's Lois and Jimmy are the only one who kind of escaped that because they got their own stuff going on as well. And that's because the side characters that get the more focus than the Daily Planet is the Justice Gang, funnily enough.
Here's an aspect I was very skeptical with, obviously, because it's like, oh, it's a Superman movie.
Right.
But we have all these other superhero characters. It's like, I mean, cool, yeah, I do want to see these characters, but at the same time, I feel like we should focus more on Superman. But I really liked what they did with the Justice Gang. I think these characters were a lot of fun. I mean, I even feel like some of them didn't get enough time that I would have liked. Like, I would have liked to have seen more of Hawkgirl, because I really like Hawkgirl.
Yeah,
I want to see
sure.
Hawkgirl.
Yeah, I read Kendra's solo miniseries, and I've been wanting to read more about her because I both really like that series, and I think that Kendra's actually a really fun character. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which even from what little that we do have, I think this movie managed to capture it, especially her bickering with Guy. That was really funny.
Yeah. And speaking of Guy, Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, rules. I think this is a very fun Green Lantern. I wanted more from him because, yeah, this is a Green Lantern who's kind of a bit of an asshole, but has his heart in the right place. And I honestly loved seeing that. I want to see a better adaptation of Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and I want to see Jon Stewart in live action eventually. But I think what they do with Guy Gardner, it's more than just Nathan Fillion is friends with James Gunn, so I'm going to put him in this movie as a cameo. I think they really do make this a very fun character. So I was very happy to see him.
A bit of a monkey's paw with what you just mentioned there. There is going to be a live-action Green Lantern series coming out next year that has Hal, John, and Guy, with Nathan Fillion returning because this is DCU. So there's that. Here's the monkey paws aspect is being written by Tom King and the guy who did the 2019 Watchmen show. So
goody. Oh yeah, and I think I did see like an interview with Nathan Fillion where he says like, oh yeah, on my first day of Lanterns, I said more F words than I've ever said in my entire career, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. It's really funny. It's really funny. Because it's really funny imagining Lanterns because I think this is like going to be the mainstream's first big exposure to how Tom King tends to write his comics, and it's like you have these characters just talk about the themes and shit, and also Hal regretting his war crimes because Tom King likes to project a lot in his books. And the whole series is just going to be Hal going like, the towers, the towers, the towers, the towers, every single episode. And then John's going to be like, Hal, you gotta calm down. It ain't your fault, man.
Yeah.
uh,
Hey, Hal, how tall is that guy over there? That alien. Oh, he seems about 9'11". Wait a minute.
That's so stupid.
But yeah, Guy Gardner I really liked, but obviously the one Justice Gang member who stole the show was Mr. Terrific. Just
for fucking sure.
What a fun character. Mm-hmm. I love Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
He's played by let me see.
No, he played by the one X-Men who can't die and died anyway.
That's exactly the character I was going to mention. Yeah, it's Edie Gathegi. He played Darwin in X-Men First Class. Look, I love X-Men First Class. That's probably my favorite X-Men movie. But man, yeah, they really did that character dirty because they explicitly say he can evolve to anything. And then, I don't know, I forget which character like touches him or something like that, and he just dies. It's like, oh... So that was a fucking lie.
It's just really fucking funny to me because one of my favorite joke tweets that turned into a copy pasta is when they were talking about First Class, and the tweet was just, remember when they killed off the one X-Man who can't die?
Yeah.
And I don't even remember why this became a copy pasta.
I mean, yeah. But so basically the actor, even though he was the lamest character in an X-Men movie, now he's one of the coolest characters in the Superman movie. So he made up for it.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that because I don't watch that boring superhero slop.
Yeah. What did you think of Mr. Terrific, Brian?
I thought he was great. He actually, no, I thought he was terrific.
Oh.
See, it's like his name.
Oh, it is like his name. I didn't even pick up on that. Wow, you're so smart.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was great.
Okay.
I love his design. I love like the T mask, because it's like his eyes and it goes down to his mouth. It's a very interesting mask that I've never seen in live action before. That was really cool.
Yeah, I was trying to find the tweet from earlier and see if there was any dumb controversial reason for why this got turned into a copy pause. I'm still focusing on this, by the way. No, it's literally just pointing out the actual issue with the film, and people just rolled with it as like a copy pasta, which
Yeah.
I'm really not used to, because like the other cape shit tweet copy pasta that I really obsess over is like this one who was tweeted by someone, Blu-ray Angel, who I think people call racist, and he said like, what if okay, so you remember when Peacemaker kills off Rick Flag Jr. in the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, yes, in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, he kills off Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and so the tweet is like, what if Peacemaker goes, Peacemaker, what a joke, and then wears Rick Flags Jr.'s shirt in his honor.
Yeah, Peacemaker, what a joke.
Oh my god, I need to
That's
find
he's
this.
A peacemaker, I get it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I guess I'm gonna try finding this while trying to talk more about Mr. Terrific, I guess. But okay, so I think like the thing with Mr. Terrific is that he's just really fucking cool in this movie. Okay? Yeah. Like every time he gives a character side eyes, I clap.
Yeah. Because he's like, he's obviously a very intelligent character, but he does have heart to him, where like, it is always funny to see him like be kind of like the logical person of the group, because he's obviously the most intelligent, so he's not like thinking with his emotions, he's thinking with his intelligence, but it does lead to some really funny scenes, and also just a lot of really cool scenes. I like I like the scene when Lois is kind of protected by the shield, and you see him like beating the shit out of all those people with his T-spheres.
Right.
Yeah, that was
I think
a really
like
cool
the refreshing thing about that is, especially after watching Creature Commandos, is that that's like the only scene in the movie before the credits that has the needle drop, and it's for the coolest shit ever.
Mm.
Like he literally just keeps walking before the Raptors try to arrest him, and he beats the shit out of all of them with his own T-spheres. Oh, also, quickie, I found the tweet that I was talking about.
So, Blue Racist Angel, what if Peacemaker in the finale of his show says, Peacemaker, what a joke, throws his helmet away and wears Rick Flag's shirt in his honor? What the fuck does this even mean? Like, what?
It's called poetic irony. It rhymes.
I guess so. Yeah, this is just Twitter brain rot, I'm afraid.
If anything, I'm probably brain rotting more, because this would have made more sense if I shared this during the Peacemaker segment.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Again, we've never seen Peacemaker, so like I don't know anything about it. So.
Yeah. I mean, this is more of a reference to what happened in the Suicide Squad. So.
I remember listening to the theme song and I was like, "Oh, this is cool," and then I never watched the show. Because thing is, I don't watch. Actually, no, I don't watch. I don't experience media. I don't even know why I'm on this podcast.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah. I thought this was like.
Well,
why did we invite someone whose only experience was South Park Rally? That's my question.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
He can turn himself into any movie enjoyer, just like how Metamorpho can turn into any element.
Ayo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, Metamorpho is another character that I really fucking loved in this movie, because so Terrific was awesome, but unlike Terrific, I actually have more comics experience with Metamorpho than I do Terrific. And it's not much, but the books I have read with Metamorpho, mainly his arc in Mark Waid's World's Finest and a bit of Batman and the Outsiders, he's just a really fun, pulpy adventure kind of guy. And Anthony Carrigan actually kind of captures that while also doing his own thing that works for the movie. And it's like, this is I think even compared to like other Gunn films, this is like a very good balance of doing the Metamorpho that I know and love while doing something more different. Someone who's more quiet and reserved because of the situation that he's in, while also loving his really ugly son,
Yeah.
a son that only a father could love.
Yeah,
And
basically.
and I'm just glad that this is a situation where quote unquote ugly CGI actually benefits the film, because I love that they went all in with making this baby as ugly as possible.
Yeah, and make him look like the chicken jockey.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole segment
Yeah.
when they're in like the Pixel River, like the Matter River, whatever the fuck it's called in the Pocket Dimension,
Anti-proton river.
Anti-proton river. Yeah, it was very cube-like. They were surrounded by cubes. I'm like, this is the live-action Minecraft movie we're in right now. But it was like one section of the movie, and even if it did look kind of whack, I was still just like, it is a fun action sequence.
Yeah.
And again, the baby fucking Steven looks like the chicken jockey. So I'm like getting flashbacks to Minecraft movie.
Yeah. And also
actually, you got.
Yeah, and also Metamorpho's powers are just fucking awesome.
Oh, they rule!
Like
so
he literally,
hard.
he literally dissipates his body to splash all the guards with acid, and then he's just a flying head. Like that's fun.
Yeah,
do more of that, comic book movies.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the design when it's just him, like as a fully grown human. Like he has like the orange and the purple and the white head. It's like I'm not as familiar with Metamorpho. I did have a Metamorpho comic growing up, so I knew him from that. But like from a design standpoint, I'm like, oh, they nail him perfectly. But as the characterization goes, yeah, I love that he's like this timid element man, and he slowly kind of gets to become more of a hero throughout the movie. I love his scene at the end when he's like, cheering with everybody. And Guy Gardner's just like, sorry, kid, I'm not letting you in the Justice Gang. He's like, Justice Gang? That's a cool name. He's like, all right, you're in. It's like hilarious.
And then Kendra's smile just drops. Yeah. That's so fucking funny.
Perfect back and forth between these characters. It's great.
Yeah. Oh my God. For as little as Kendra does get in the movie, that actually reminds me of one of my favorite parts of the movie, where she's literally a fucking screeching like a hawk in the office, and grabs Gurkos, not Netanyahu, out of the building, and then drops him dead flat onto the pavement.
Yeah. Again, like she said, she's not Superman.
That part's so funny.
Yeah. And I found that really funny because, like, oh wow, people are totally going to be rational about this, aren't they?
Wow. That's something I was thinking about, where it's just like, oh, you have a character kill off a world leader like that, and it's just like, yeah, it was the right thing to do, but it's like, you're leaving this country without a leader. But it's like, it's a comic book movie. It's not, if you're watching this to be like, oh, this is what the movie's telling us we should do, it's like, no, it's just a character doing something in a movie. It's really not that deep.
It's a power fantasy. It's literally just a power fantasy.
That's literally what Superman has always been. He's been a power fantasy. Yeah. So yeah, you're going to have that in your movie about Superman.
Yeah, in this day of age where a lot of people have just been more cynical and radicalized, I can actually respect a power fantasy where you kill off just a cruel and power-hungry dictator like this. It's actually appropriate for this movie. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like Man of Steel where he fucking sheds tears over killing Zod.
Because he didn't want to, but he did it anyway, and he's sad, so now he'll never kill again, but then he kills the next movie. It's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, here.
So that's okay. Did he? I haven't watched. But I've watched Man of Steel. Never mind.
He kills Zod, and then he feels bad about it, even though he doesn't feel bad about the other people he let die throughout the last 45 minutes of that fucking climax.
And you have the courtroom scene where it blows up, and then he remembers that. And then he remembers that the other day he watched It's Such a Beautiful Day, so he starts mewing.
Even I don't get that.
It's in the watch party lore. I'm expecting Israel to be fully pissed when I show them it.
Honestly, if you befuddle Brian, you've really done some top tier befuddling, I must say. Well done, sir.
Yeah. I'm here all week, folks. But yeah, just the power fantasy aspect of this movie. I feel like a lot of bad faith people like to ignore that aspect when talking about it. And I also did watch Buster's review after the movie came out, and that's like another thing that really stuck with me. And I kept in mind these superheroes are fucking power fantasy stories. So why are we treating this as like 100% real life? That's stupid as fuck.
Yeah, I really liked what they said when they said, you shouldn't really be getting your moral compass code from $1 billion movie or like a Hollywood studio. Like you should probably maybe get interested if like, they bring up these elements, but don't take them as like 100% fact. Take them with a grain of salt. Go and do your own research with stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm here to watch a superhero film. I got a superhero film. Like that. There's really nothing more complicated than that.
Yeah, and this is why I feel like I love DC as a universe a lot, because it's a world with all these high concepts and fun characters. Not always perfect, but you have these power fantasy stories and these fun characters while also having stories that do expose and tackle a lot of these social issues, maybe not in the most nuanced way, but they're always good gateways to get people interested in these political topics and do their own research. I kind of learned this when I was reading the 2006 Blue Beetle run, where the final arc of that film was getting into the issues with immigration and how a lot of people tend to exploit immigrants. And is it like the most nuanced take on that topic? No, but it offers a lot of interesting talking points, and I think that a lot of books and movies like this are just good gateways to get people invested in these topics and learn something from these, which is really powerful and important, and more movies need to do this.
Yeah, they should do that because gateways, perfect way to describe it. Perfect gateways. Because then, what you don't want to do is be like, oh, Trump is like Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. That's cringe. Don't do that.
Yeah,
but if you find like, I don't know, fucking like you feel easier about comparing him to that, cool. Keep that to yourself. Don't fucking post that on Twitter to make yourself look like a genuine dumbass. Like,
It's why the fucking Sentinel Prime comparisons during the election last year were so goddamn funny.
Oh god, that was so
Megatron was right. No, he fucking wasn't. You fucking idiot. You idiot 16-year-old that didn't do any voting. Shut the fuck up.
It's even worse when it's like that for like a kids movie, because that stuff is supposed to be easy to understand.
Exactly.
And you're siding with like, come on.
Yeah, but my god, the era of Megatron was right was so funny.
Yeah,
we should bring it back, to be honest.
Well, okay, as a joke, yes.
You know what? Lex Luthor was right.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The age of Megatron is over. Long live Superman is liberal propaganda.
Yeah.
God. But yeah, talking about those movies are riot and I was expecting to not like this either, especially since a certain someone was like, okay, they're introducing all these new characters, and I just gotta wonder why. But I gotta be honest, no, it actually benefited the movie.
Yeah.
Did they always get equal focus? No, but they were fun, and more importantly, they contributed thematically to the movie, which I don't think we even talked about Clark's actual arc yet in this film, did we?
Right. So he learns that Jor-El and Lara sent him to Earth, obviously to save him, but also to spread Kryptonian heritage because they were fucking dying. And they treated the Earth as like, oh, they're stupid. They don't know any better. You can rule over them with an iron fist. And it's just like, it's like, there's obviously a very much more colonial colonist kind of interpretation of Krypton, which okay, no shit, we've seen that before. That's the thing. When I was watching the movie, I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen this before, because like obviously I watched Maz. They really heavily went into that. So it wasn't shocking to me, like, because I've seen
Right.
obviously, yeah, it's not the nice scientist version of Jor-El like we get with Marlon Brando in the '78 or Jor-El in Superman the animated series, but I think what they do with them here makes sense thematically because it is Superman kind of questioning his heritage. Because yeah, he does question like, oh,
Yeah.
everything I knew about my parents was a lie. But it's like, well, no, they're your birth parents. You were actually raised by the Kents. And what does that say about you as a person now? And well, the person that Clark is as Superman is because of Jonathan and Martha.
Yeah, and on top of that, his this is like the important part of the movie. His decisions and the reputation that people still hold for him, that's not because of the expectations that he thought Jor-El and Lara had for him, but because of the experiences that he grew to have throughout his life.
Exactly.
I want to say with like the Jor-El and Lara stuff, considering that how that in concept, yes, it's probably the only aspect of the movie I'm kinda mixed on. Like, okay, you want to do this take on Jor-El and Lara, that's perfectly fine with me, and them wanting Clark to kind of start a harem to repopulate Krypton. That makes sense, but I think that the way they framed about it in the movie is a little weird, and I think that I don't blame the movie for anything, but I think it's up to for future DCU projects to kind of expand on if is this Krypton really just colonist or is this just Jor-El and Lara, because we are getting Supergirl next year, so
right. Yeah, literally
I think
Lex
it's
Luthor being
just
like,
yeah.
Superman's a groomer. It's like, what?
I remember that one. That caught me so off guard. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Great moment, but anyway, yeah. But
Yeah.
I agree though, like because
Oh my God, Superman starting his own Diddy party.
Well, oh,
We can't all be heroes.
no heroes. Puff
Is
Daddy.
that how they're gonna bring back Kevin Spacey?
Oh.
Oh. Okay, but yeah, like going back into series mode a bit. But like even just its interpretation. Okay, it's not okay. Maybe it's not all Krypton. It's evil. Maybe it's just Jor-El and Lara that are kind of scummy. People are still gonna find a way to bitch about this. I kind of held this off, but I think when fighting against like a lot of the discourse towards the movie, this was the most annoying part that I had to grapple with by a long margin. Probably the most annoying thing that I've had to endure in the fandom ever since Lois did the jump in Maz, like that level of bad.
Right.
Because I noticed that there's like a subsection of Superman fans where their enjoyment of the character entirely hinges on Krypton being good and the Kents being dead. That's literally it.
Oh, that's
Because okay, so like a lot of pre-crisis Superman stuff, especially in the Silver Age, he has a lot of issues that kind of not only explore Krypton as a world, but also kind of explore Clark's grief with his dead home world, and also just being really lonely with the Kents being dead, kind of furthering that. Basically, these kinds of people just want to go back to pre-crisis where Superman is an extremely tragic hero. This is really fucking dumb because this isn't the only version of Superman we have. Like, I don't know how to tell you, but like you've seen the movies that we've tackled on this podcast. Isn't most people, that's not why they got into Superman, all right? They got into Superman because we live in a shitty world right now and where every single superhero is just really tragic and cynical. Superman still stands out as this one really nice guy who does have his moral complexities and own traits, but ultimately still fights a good fight and knows how to fucking grin.
Right. Yeah. If you want miserable, you go to Batman. If you want, you
Yeah.
even go to
Or
Spider-Man
Man of
sometimes.
Steel.
Or Man of Steel, exactly.
Yeah. I literally said the way that this one person in particular called Dazen on Twitter. He's literally just the centerpiece of all this Superman discourse, especially since when this movie came out. He specifically said that people like this movie because they don't get the intricacies and complexities of Superman. And even when someone tried being reasonable with him, Solid JJ, by the way, who does a lot of meme edits, actually has a nuanced take on the movie. Dazen just fucking blocked him.
Hilarious.
Oh,
Always great.
that's so
Yeah.
embarrassing.
It's like this behavior that just really annoys me because it's like you're actively just ignoring and downplaying different versions of Superman just because they're not what you want, when maybe you should consider there's, you know, you can appreciate different versions of Superman and what they can do. I think that this movie is an example of that.
Yeah, like obviously through watching all these movies, obviously I have a very particular version of Superman that I like, and that is wholesome, optimistic, a good guy. And obviously I really was very critical of something like Man of Steel or BVS, but I can find things that I can appreciate in Man of Steel, even though it's not my favorite version. And so even though I hate Man of Steel, I can still kind of see how somebody could interpret that movie as being very good, being their version of Superman that they can get something out of. Yeah, when you start going like, oh, they don't understand, ergo they're stupid and they can't enjoy this, yeah, that's obnoxious. If you don't like this version of Superman, go ahead, don't like it. Have your reasonings. I think you should be able to have your reasonings for not liking this movie. But like, don't then turn it around and be like, well, you're not allowed to like it either. It's like, no,
exactly. And it's just supremely baffling to me because I think not only James Gunn but also the cast stated multiple times they appreciate what the Snyder movies did, and even Returns, Corn Sweat does actually appreciate a lot. The whole point is that there are multiple takes of Superman, and regardless of my thoughts on their quality, they're all valid.
Yeah.
Like I think the only takes on Superman that I can say I outright hate are the fucking dictator shit or American suck up shit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also just don't know why you'd want a character that's been around for as long as Superman has to have all these versions be so close to each other. When like all this stuff can coexist, you don't have to have it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like POV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. Bizarro.
Bizarro. And yeah, that's kind of like another aspect to that's kind of like another aspect to Clark's character in this film, which comes in the form of an antagonist, Ultraman. How do we feel about him?
I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, they're not showing his face for the majority of the movie, so they're going to make him pulling off his mask a bit of a reveal, so it's not going to happen until the third act. And then it does happen in the third act, and then he pulls it off, and it's David Cornsweat, but with long fucking grunge hair. It's like, oh, they cloned him. It's sort of bizarro, but yeah, it's still Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that reveal. I like that, in order to beat Superman, we had to make Superman. It's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. He doesn't get a whole lot as when you get him unmasked. You don't get a ton of him. Like you do, but like not a ton. So like I'm not even sure. Does he even like talk? I think he does mention he doesn't.
He only grunts.
He only grunts. Yeah, and then like I love Lexus. Yeah. It's like he's actually the cloning process is not perfect, so he ended up actually being stupider than you, if that's even possible. It's like, okay, great.
I think like the naming convention is weird because like I imagine this is the Superman clone that Lex would try to promote to the government over a clone named Bizarro, but also like the name Ultraman is more so associated with like the Earth 3 counterpart of Superman, where every superhero is actually Superman villain, and Ultraman in particular acts more like part of the mafia. So
Incredible.
that's
Italian
really
Superman.
weird.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The
The Gabagool Superman. Absolutely. I love it. I had a feeling this is going to be a more overt version of Bizarro later on. Because, like, you see him, like, defeat him because he goes into that black hole. And I'm like, oh, is that going to be like him going into the underverse, like in All-Star Superman, where that's where the Bizarro world is?
Right.
I feel like that's what they're setting him up with. Because, yeah, you see him go into the black hole. You don't really see him. I guess that's his death, quote unquote. But I feel like later on he's going to come back and he's going to be a more overt Bizarro, where like he has the backwards S. He's more like kind of wrinkly, like Bizarro is in the Super Friends show. Yeah. I feel like that's what they're setting
that'd be
up.
really fun.
Yeah,
that and even
really
just
cool.
what we had. Yeah, and just even what we have so far, I just feel validated because this is like a version of Bizarro who isn't just a complete dope, but actually does some cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Like his fight scenes with Clark, just the action in general scenes in this movie are really top notch and good. And I think that's really surprising because, you know, Man of Steel was kind of like the most on-hand carnage we had with the Kryptonians, but I think this movie obviously outdoes that in terms of quality. So
I think it is a little weird at times because it's obviously CGI, but it's not bad fight scenes. I think it is. I think you do feel every punch, every little bit of laser blast. Like, I think it's still really fun action, regardless of even if it looks realistic or not.
Which is also the plus side of absolutely phenomenal sound design. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah, just everything being really punchy, snappy. You just feel the impact of everything. It's really good. And I think with like Ultraman in particular, even just aside from that, and also his funny bits where he's holding up a donut for Gurkos or turning the lights on, just little bits like that kind of kill me.
Yeah.
But also you have that thematic relevance to Clark, where Clark is someone who sees himself as human, and this is where the immigrant part of the story comes in, where he has that big speech to Lex, and it's something that a lot of people have to do every single day, constantly having to justify themselves to total bigots sometimes, that they are just as human as almost everyone else. That's something that a lot of minorities do tend to struggle with. Now, maybe I'm not the best expert with that, but that is a perspective that I've heard on the film that I do think rings really true, and I do cherish a lot. And you compare that to Ultraman, who isn't built by his own experience, but makes these choices because of the orders and expectations that Lex puts into his head, just becoming a corporate military tool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Superman battling himself. It's a very obvious metaphor, but it works. It works.
Yeah. Yeah, you have this whole nature versus nurture conflict, and the movie handles it super well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess the other villain that we have is Engineer, who's a really weird choice.
Yeah, I liked her for what she was. I don't think she did a whole lot. I think her powers are kind of cool, a little creepy, especially when like the nanites are consuming Clark's head. Like, that was creepy. But yeah, it is kind of a weird character to use. And I guess they're planning on using her more often in future movies because they're like, there's a heartbeat, bring her to the hospital or whatever. After that.
Because the thing with Engineer is that she kind of falls into the same boat that Damage did in Maz, where she's an anti-hero in the comics who doesn't really have that much experience with being a Superman villain, just this movie. Though I think like the aspect about her that made me really skeptical about her inclusion in this movie is that she actually was one of the original members of the Authority in the comics, which the Authority was one of the first projects announced for the DCU slate. Now, I haven't heard very good things about this original Authority run. I haven't read it yet, but I will say I do very much appreciate that they didn't do like a fucking tease with the Authority coming soon because Engineer was in this movie. It just makes her inclusion that much weirder, especially since there was tie-in material for this movie, including a prequel novel, and the villain of that was Metallo. So, like, why not use a Superman villain? That's weird.
Good point.
Like,
yeah.
you're not using the OC, and it still works, but that decision is still kind of weird.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been
But
cool to
not
see
something
Metallo
that
in real
bothers
life.
me too much. Yeah, it really would be, especially since from what I did see, the details in the book said that they were going for the cyborg design, the Terminator look over the the green and orange armor. So yeah. So I think that would have been really neat, but what we got still works. So
it's really not like, even things I'm not jazzed about in this movie, I don't hate, there's just nothing. I really can't find things to get angry at, is the thing.
Right. Like it's like what you said. Is this movie perfect? No. I still love it a ton because at worst it's still pretty solid, and at best it's pretty much anything that I could ask for in a Superman movie, which is what it's like most of the time. So, or even just a DC movie in general, to be honest.
I think would this is probably my favorite DC movie of the decade so far. Can I think of any others?
I'd agree, and
I
love the Batman a lot. So.
The Batman.
The Batman's the only one that I think would come close.
Yeah, I think you know what. All right, I'll do. It's neck and neck between this and the Batman. Because I was thinking of the other bad DC movies from this decade, like Flash, like Joker 2, like fucking Black Adam. I'm just thinking of the absolute worst shit imaginable.
Oh my god. Black Adam only gets so much worse the more that I think about it, especially since James Gunn has been doing interviews with it and with the movie, and there's like a lot of stuff that I learned about Black Adam that's really goddamn scummy, mainly this one aspect of it. Okay, so for what I've heard, and I think from what I've read, so they were settling on James Gunn was settling on the deal for the new DCU movie or the new DC universe with Warner Brothers. And the day that announcement was said, it was then Warner Brothers reveals that Henry Cavill was coming back as Superman, and that confused everyone. And that's not even something that David Zaslav wanted. Basically, it's The Rock screwing over Henry Cavill because he got permission from I think he got like permission from another source at Warner Brothers to, bring Henry Cavill in, and then I think it was also Seven Buck Productions that worked on Black Adam. So basically, even the day that this universe was confirmed and was actually getting on its feet, Dwayne tried fucking everything over and changing it to his vision.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Classic Rock.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Yeah, and it's like, thank fucking God Black Adam bombed.
Yeah, in a way. I do feel bad for Cavill. I really would have loved to see him be Superman, but like actually be a fun Superman, because I do really feel like he could pull it off, but honestly, I think it's best he goes and pursues other projects from here on out.
Same here. And what we got instead is a certified banger. So.
Oh yeah, because I love David Cornsweet. I'm glad they gave him a new face for Superman, and I still get that classic Superman feeling from him.
Yeah. And I guess with like a lot of that stuff talked about, that kind of only I think that only leaves us much with the ending, because you also have Crypto beating up Lex, which is funny as shit.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And then, another dumb criticism I found towards this scene is the same guy who did like the shitty Shazam review that I noted in the Shazam video, and I saw on Twitter he was like, oh, okay, he's like this movie, but so Superman just isn't just going to pull his dog away when he could very much kill Lex. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I need to say it again. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? It's the end of the movie. It's meant to be a funny scene, you know.
And Lex is a complete piece of shit. So
right, yeah, it's like this is stuff that does not fucking matter. It really doesn't.
Yeah, but then we get to, like the actual ending stuff. You got Kara showing up. I think that her cameo setting up for Supergirl was just really cute. And we kind of get a glimpse of what her character's like.
Mm-hmm. Drunk college girl.
Yeah. And not training her fucking dog, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I'm curious to see how the Supergirl movie goes. I obviously have my doubts about it because the last time I watched a Supergirl film was, well, Supergirl 1984. We all know how that turned out.
This is like George Orwell's 1984.
I mean, was Supergirl really that bad?
No, but it also wasn't that good either. So look, it's not. Look, I like it more than BVS and Superman 3, but I'm really frustrated by Supergirl 1984. I already talked about it on the podcast, but like I'm just pissed about it because it's not a movie I wanted to hate. It's a movie that I thought I could find ironic enjoyment from, and I'm like, no, this still sucks.
Okay, so you're basically saying that it's basically the SNES Ghost Valley 2 of DC movies.
I can't believe you.
Yeah, I think he definitely knows exactly what that means.
That is exactly what I was saying. How did you know, Chaos? Are you speaking my language?
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. And you have and then like in comparison, Superman 3 would be like the DS Yoshi Falls, where I don't hate it as much as everyone else, but I can definitely get where everyone else is coming from because it's just really plain and boring.
I mean, my hot take of the day, just want to say, was Superman 3 really that bad?
I didn't like it. I because I could not laugh. I seriously could not laugh during the entire movie. I was genuinely trying to laugh, and I was just like, I thought I was broken that day. I've talked about it. I genuinely thought I was broken that day. It was fucking
and that's where Hal gets my pain, because you didn't laugh at Superman 3. Did you think that I could laugh at the Mario Kart Wii version of DS Yoshi Falls?
Yes.
Like, you literally have a track so boring that I had to go into Perry's server and make a new role for Josh. It's literally just called Yoshi Falls.
Oh, yeah, he did do that. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, because they're both very similar in that they're very I mean uninterested.
No, you did not bring that here. No.
I'm so lost.
Please stay lost.
Okay, all right. I'll stay lost in the sands of time. Is there anything else we have to say about Superman 2025? I guess I'll say my last thing is that I find it kind of weird it's called Superman and not, I don't know, Superman with a subtitle. I think it's weird to just call it Superman on its own. I get it. I think we were in need of a Superman movie to kind of represent the ideals of Superman after having, Man of Steel for so long. So I get it from that perspective. I would have preferred if they kept Superman Legacy, because I feel like...
Oh, yeah. That's actually really funny because I found the article that saying that James Gunn doesn't really like those kinds of titles with the subtitles, and then I captioned it. Oh, so James Gunn is trying to be the anti-Hal now, because I still remember like your older videos where you were talking about Godzilla 2014 and Scream 5 and how much you fucking hated movies that didn't have subtitles to them.
Well, it's not even just the inherent fact that they don't have a subtitle. It's just that we've had these movies before. Why are you naming it this when it's the exact same thing? I mean, if it's a remake, that's one thing, but if it's a sequel and then it's, because I'm fine with it. I guess I'm fine with it now because it's like, well, this is a remake of Superman, quote unquote. So it's like, yeah, I guess it makes sense from that perspective, calling it Superman. It's just that I would have liked Superman Legacy, because then you could separate it from other Superman movies called Superman.
If you got into Mario Kart, I think you would have an aneurysm with how many Mario and Luigi circuits there are.
Oh yeah, they do this every game.
Yeah. They have like a new Mario circuit every single game, and it's like a completely different course all the time.
It's the
you would hate that.
That's the 5 cream of Mario courses. Yeah. Fucking Scream. Anyway, but yeah, no, great movie regardless. Any of my issues are minor nitpicks. I think this is a very fun movie, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I think I liked it a tiny bit more than The Day the Earth Blew Up, so it's now currently my favorite movie of 2025. I mean, I still love Day the Earth Blew Up, but like, yeah, I think this is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Yeah, this is definitely my MVP of the year. I love this movie a ton.
I
kept my expectations very low for it. So
I think right now this is in like my top 3. Sinners is still my top of the year so far. I don't know what will top that yet, but yeah, I think that's pretty firmly there. I guess one more thing. Actually, it's not even about the movie, kind of related to the movie, but I guess one more note I have is the other day I saw like an interview clip with James Gunn about this movie, and I forget even what it was about, but after like all the bits, it was funny to realize that was the first time I ever heard his like speaking voice. So like, oh, I've memed this guy for like 3 years, and I don't even know what he sounds like, and he's just like a normal guy, but it was very, very surreal after all that, I noticed. And yeah, at the end of the day, I still hate him, and this entire segment was ironic.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. There we go.
So you're saying you like Howard the Duck more than this movie?
Oh, of course. If I have to rank everything I have watched for this podcast, this is at the bottom.
Right.
Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a total lie. Because you want to know what is at the bottom?
Salt.
Oh no, Super Friends. I hated Challenge of the Super Friends, Attack of the Legion of Doom. This pissed me off, and I don't know why. It really annoyed me.
That's a perfect transition. Okay, so now we're in the Super Friends segment of the episode.
Okay,
because we had
by this point anyone listening just doesn't care because we've already talked about Superman for so long,
right?
And we have to. And honestly, I relate to the audience here because I'm like, because listen, I really So I watched this last night because I was like, okay, gotta get to this. I found it on Internet Archive, all the episodes to watch. That's good. And I was really disappointed because I don't know. I feel like I should have found it funny, but I was just sitting there. I was like, God, this is so annoying. Why am I watching this? And it's actually funny. Friend of the podcast, Frosty Rival, Israel777. He DMs me going, "This reads as so angry," and I'm like, I mean, yeah. It kind of does because it really made me mad. Like it's what I think. You gone?
I think like big takeaway from it is that how do you get even more racist than Mario Kart 64? Like that should seem impossible.
I hated it, and I'm gonna actually read off what I said because I said something last night about it that I thought.
Yeah, please do, because you didn't do an actual review for it on Letterboxd, so that was just like
the floor is yours.
The floor is yours,
see
Brian.
My tag for it? My tag just said.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I hate this shit.
I really hated it, and I'm just gonna. What I said in DMs last night is this as follows. I really cannot describe it. I really can't. But the entire time I was just pissed off in caps. Like, it's what I imagine a 59-year-old man who hates new cartoons for being too woke thinks is peak fiction. And it made me really mad. Like, why am I watching this bullshit? Fuck comic book movies. I'm going back to Kevin Smith. And then that's it. And yeah, that best describes my experience with it. It really bugged me. I just did not like it. It's like,
so you're basically saying,
I know that everything from like the 60s and 70s, it's supposed to look cheap. They had the budget of like this podcast, I hated it. It was so ugly. It was so boring. Like nothing happened. Like it was so stupid. I just really did not like it. And I'm like, God, this is just what old people think is peak fiction. Like, shut up. You complain about the next big meme face. You don't even have a face in this cartoon. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Come on. I hated it. Fuck this.
I can't even ask which has the best, which character gives the next big meme head here? Because like, where
they
are
don't
they?
have any. None of them have any face. There's no face.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah, and like,
it.
Yeah, like literally when you don't even have what N64 Wario Stadium has, a ton of faces around it, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
There's nothing. I don't know. I mean, how you liked it more? What did you like about it?
Okay, so yeah, to explain, I have to explain because yes, in order for us to talk about Superman 2025, we had to do.
We must become Superman for the quest for peace.
Yes, we have to do that.
They call it that.
But so obviously we have to do a movie that I own on DVD or VHS or whatever on the podcast in order for us to talk about Superman 2025, you know? So I was like, oh, I recently rediscovered these Challenge of the Super Friends DVDs and videos because I had grown up watching them. I had grown up watching the Attack of the Legion of Doom on VHS. I really feel like those were my introductions to these characters as a whole. I probably knew about Superman before that.
I'm so sorry.
So and I just wanted to talk because I did grow up with these, and you know, rewatching them was a lot of fun. Obviously, I realized, oh, these kind of suck because they're really dumb cartoons from the 70s. You know, they're not animated very well. They're very messy in that regard. They make no sense. The comic book logic is off the charts with being incredible bullshit. But I just wanted to spread, you know, I love spreading the word on things I grew up on. I love introducing stuff that I've grown up watching to other people to see what they think. I did not intend for you two to hate it this much. That makes it even funnier though, because just hearing you guys.
So like, yeah. So let me, if I can emphasize how bad it is. So one of the members of the Super Friends is called Apache Chief.
Apache Chief,
and it's like, yeah, and it's like,
a bad name.
yeah, but no, it gets even worse. Apache, you mean like Patchy from Shafiopath?
No,
like it's fucking awful. Like,
crazy.
What are you doing, bro?
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, you want to know what else is crazy? He's like, that little
crazy.
It's massive.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm betting that Black Vulcan has a low taper fade, a really sucky one. Okay, so Black Vulcan actually no, Black Vulcan actually pisses me the fuck off because okay, so like Black Vulcan is only a character in the show because Hanna-Barbera couldn't get the rights to Black Lightning and they didn't want to pay the royalties to Black Lightning's creator, so they just create a new character, which is just a black superhero who also uses lightning. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
You want to know what I really hated about all of this, by the way?
Oh, please.
This might be a hot take to some people, but I really hated the theme song.
Okay.
Like, it really annoyed me because there's not even like any like song. It's just explaining every time. Like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain to me every time who the Super Friends are.
What am I, a stupid baby child? Why are you explaining this to me?
Really annoyed
why the fuck does Cheetah run like that in the intro? It's so weird.
I hate it. I swear this. I'm not even joking. This like I can't even call it a movie because it's just a DVD with 4 episodes of a cartoon on it.
Yeah.
But this thing I had to watch kept taunting me because I was earlier in the day I was checking the Internet Archive see if it works. I kept to like, okay, it works. I can play fine. So I close it. But for some reason, like even after I had all my tabs closed and like everything, the video still kept playing while I tried doing other stuff. I had to like reset my laptop because I couldn't not hear them. Like I was just hearing the dialogue without seeing anything. I didn't even have my browser open. And I was like, why is it? It's literally haunting me. I couldn't get rid of it. It was scary. Why did I hear these like old people talk about like I don't know like fuck, I don't even remember what happened in half of it. It was boring. Like, I don't know. No, I know
exactly.
one of them, like the Green Lantern, did something. He was like, "I'm gonna use my special thing," and then they all disappeared or something.
They turned invisible.
I don't read comics. I don't know.
And like genuinely, that shit is just so scary. What makes it even more horrifying is that these are characters who you love. So seeing them like this, it's just frightening.
They're like dead corpses.
Yeah, literally. Like they look like dead corpses.
Yeah, they have the dead eyes. Because it's Hanna-Barbera. It's very, very cheap animation. Like you see a lot of reused cells. You see a lot of characters moving in such janky ways that are just repeating animation cycles. Yeah, it's very much a very cheaply animated show. Obviously, because it was like a Saturday morning cartoon for kids in the 70s.
Yeah. And oh my god, I gotta get into the racist shit now. Okay, so like the first episode is Lex Luthor turning literally every single person in the world, including minorities, to bizarros and cheetahs. So he's basically forcing them to be white people. Like, am I the only one who realized the implications of that?
Yeah, there was Bizarro and blackface.
Yeah, and what made me even more pissed about it is that when they were looking at like how white they reminded me of the white ice in Sherbet Land and Mario Kart 64. I hate that course so much. That pissed me off so much.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Terrible level design.
Yeah, like literally the only memorable section is like the penguins walking around each of the ice pillars. Because the penguins are innocent, but you could literally just hug the left side of the course the whole time and completely dodge them. Terrible. Just terrible.
God, they're so ugly in this too. Sorry, I'm looking back at just trying to remember what happened. I have the link pulled up again.
Yeah,
hopefully it doesn't hot my laptop again.
Yeah.
But I'm looking here. Oh god, it's so ugly. This is what like balding 59-year-old men like.
Well, see that you bring up a good point because whenever a lot of these old school animation fans, they kind of are just like, oh, these new shows for kids are such garbage. We had the peak stuff, and it's like, okay, you watch Transformers and He-Man in the 80s, and I'm sure you're nostalgic for those, but you go back and watch some of those shows, it's like, what? Oh, this is kind of lame. And same thing with these. Yeah, these early like Justice League Super Friends cartoons from the 70s are just, they're so schlocky, they're so dumb, they make no sense.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. Okay, stopping you right there real quick. I'm like 99% sure this version of Lex would call Optimus Prime slurs. Like just a hunch.
Sure. Yeah, this Lex Luthor is obviously not like the suave billionaire, brilliant scientist Lex Luthor. He's the mad scientist Lex Luthor. I love whenever they have the title cards of like saying what today's episode is, and you have like the grouping. You have the Legion of Doom and the Super Friends kind of like on opposite sides. And you just have Lex Luthor kind of at the top, like just flying over everybody. But it's like, he doesn't fly. Why does he look like that? It just looks so ridiculous. Ugly. Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to fly away from being in this shitty show.
Maybe.
See, to tell you the truth, this is just my secret. I just hate old people. And that's
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I just completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hate, times in Perry are changing, and we have to consider if BoJack had a point or not. Spoilers.
Oh, no.
Well, you have to admit.
By the way, I just want to say this: my beef here isn't just exclusive to Challenge of the Super Friends, Attack of the Legion of Doom, which is a horrible title, by the way. It's too long.
It's too long. Yeah. Okay.
But no, I hate like every '80s cartoon. When I was a kid, I have a couple siblings, and my dad owned the complete series to the, like you said, the original Transformer show. My brothers loved it, and I always thought it looked ugly. Like, I was like, why do they look like that? This is creepy.
Yeah.
It creeped me out. So basically, I think what I'm trying to get at is ever since I was an infant, I hated old people cartoons. Anything before the year 2005.
For 2005.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that actually makes perfect sense because wasn't it 2005 like the same year Mario Kart DS came out?
Oh, it did. It did.
Okay, so that makes perfect sense.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, like it all comes from mission mode just being way fucking better than the yeah. I'm playing DS like next weekend when I'm on vacation, but I would probably take Choco Island 2 10 times over than watching these 4 episodes back to back again.
I literally so dead ass.
Yeah.
I was so grumpy. It was so frustrating. I literally had like a realization point, like partway through, where I was like, I'm watching 4 episodes of a random DC cartoon from the 1970s just because I was asked to fulfill a James Gunn in joke, and I said yes because it'd be funny. Like when I retraced my steps, I was like, where am I? What's happening? What am I doing?
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
I literally.
So like the rest of the first episode, aside from doing fucking whiteface, is some Justice Leaguers I don't know, being hallucinated into stealing banks, because that's like the only motivation that the Legion of Doom have in the show. They just want money.
They're the villains. They just want to take over the world, and they want to rob all the banks of the treasures and stuff. They want all the money in the world. Even though they're like incredibly wealthy when you think about it, because of the shit they can make. Like Gorilla Grodd makes a time machine in one of the episodes. How did he get the funding for that?
I have something to say about Gorilla Grodd.
Okay.
Okay. So I watched this relatively late at night. I have to get this out of the way before today. And I had to rewind one part where they said his name because I thought they said Gorilla Grok, like the Twitter AI bot. And I was like, hold on. This is from like 1920. What do you mean they could say that? Hold on. I had to rewind a couple times and I got it.
Yeah.
But I was like, they can't put Grok.
Yeah. Like, why is
Elon Musk? Like, Elon Musk probably thinks is his peak. That's the type of person. He'd be like, he'd hate on the new Superman and be like, you know what, we got to bring it back to Legion.
What if Grok isn't an AI? It's actually just a gorilla on the keyboard the whole time.
Ooh, there you go.
That's peak. You know, I'm giving this a 1, by the way. I'm
yeah, please do.
we're putting the 1 in here.
So good. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if Grodd has a time machine in this like 4th episode, by the way, why doesn't he kill Barack Obama?
Oh yeah. I mean, they fixed that in one of the CW shows. I forget which one it is, but yeah, that's the ever classic Barack Obama. It will almost be an honor to kill you.
he would probably he probably would just use the time machine to just go back to the 60s before the show aired and just chill back and relax while the Richard Nixon debate happened. I would really vibe with that, to be honest.
That man has never had a duff in his life.
See, that is actually one thing I was disappointed with in regards to this Superman cartoon. I did hope that I could get some sort of like encapsulation of the Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter presidencies for its production, but I didn't really get anything.
No,
it was very disappointing.
Yeah, you didn't see Gerald Ford or Jimmy Carter in these cartoons. Pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, they should have been like the Superman should have been like, how are we gonna save the day? And then like Jimmy Carter comes, and they're like, president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, and he like gives them advice and like it helps them on their merry way.
Yeah.
Like I think that would have been better than what happens in these. Like Jimmy Carter could fight Gorilla Gronk. I said Gronk again.
Yeah.
Gorilla Gronk. Like, Gronk. Okay.
Rob Gronkowski, former player of the New England Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what a football is.
Well, you're Canadian, that's why. Yeah, but to go back on the whole motivation thing, they're just trying to take over the world and rob them of their riches. But one thing I noticed that I thought was really funny was in the third episode when Wonder Woman, Black Vulcan, and Hawkman are trapped on a planet, a secret planet in a black hole trillions of light years away that's owned by one of the members of the Legion of Doom. So you think, oh, this far out planet out in the far reaches of space is owned by one of the members of the Legion of Doom. Is it Brainiac? The alien computer man? Is it fucking Lex Luthor or Gorilla Grodd, these genius evil scientists? No, it's Toyman who owns this planet in this black hole trillions of miles from Earth. It's Toyman who has this secret planet full of giant toys. And so, yeah, that's how you know this show is ridiculous, where you're just like, oh, Toyman just has this secret planet full of toys that he uses to torture the Justice League with just because.
Yeah. I like the pinball section that they had earlier because that was really fun until they got to the giant dollhouse and the giant baby doll acted even fatter than Josh did. So
God damn it.
Oh, no. It's just a giant baby. It's like, what? This is ridiculous. It's so absurd.
On the plus side, we did get an orange cat, which did remind me of the hit cinematic classic of the Smurfs 2, where Azrael has a Facebook in that movie.
Isn't Azrael the guy from Deltarune? Or...
No, Azrael is the superhero from DC Comics.
Oh.
And Azrael.
I thought Azrael was in conflict with Palestine.
No, Azrael is your friend who you're going to be debating during the Frosty episode.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope he listens to this.
I hope so too.
I think Brian, if I had to advocate for you, I think there's another reason why you probably hate these episodes a lot, because it's basically what Captain Cold is.
Yes, God, this is the worst podcast I've ever
done. Again, I did not expect you guys to hate these as much. It makes sense. I don't blame you guys for hating these as much as you did. That makes it funnier because these are cartoons I grew up watching as a kid, and so for you to just shit on them, I think it's funny. I genuinely think this is so funny.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's my big thing with these cartoons, Hal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even hate them that much. I just gave it a 4 because they were slightly more racist than Mario Kart 64, which I also gave a 4.
Of course.
Okay.
But I just love that Brian is just so mad. This is the angriest I've ever heard Brian on one of our episodes together.
It just pissed me off. And I mean, okay, to play the advocate. I only call that devil's advocate, I think. Okay, I'm going to be fair here.
Sure.
I do get it. If I was 5 years old and American and in the year 1979 and had a really old television set where my only options were that or learning about Watergate, I would probably enjoy this. But unfortunately... I am none of those things.
No.
And
I think you would probably have more fun with Watergate. So
I probably would, honestly. I mean, that's an interesting chapter in history. That's way more interesting than So I hated their name too, by the way. Really,
Super Friends.
It
is very very juvenile. Yeah.
You can't have a cool name.
Yeah. Justice League.
Really.
Exactly.
Really, what is Watergate even about? Is it just a bunch of water being gated off, and then the water floods out, which is how we get, that's where all the water in Yoshi Falls comes from.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, that doesn't sound so bad. I don't see why they had to impeach Nixon over that.
Okay, but how have you even played Yoshi Falls?
No.
It's boring.
Look.
Oh, here comes Brian.
Well, I think we've learned something important today.
What's that?
I forgot.
I'm literally crying because it's so funny hearing you just have to just talk about this. This is so funny. This is great.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah.
I respect the fact that you've never broken a gimmick. We always have to have a DVD or a Blu-ray or a VHS tape that's occasional or something or other.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Thank you.
That being said, you probably could have had a better tape or something. Like, I don't know, look around. It's probably something.
Probably.
I mean,
something.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna start beef right now.
Okay, Brian. Brian. Think about it this way: like, instead of having a tape for the Super Friends, Hal could have had the Epstein tapes, and we could have just done an episode on that instead. That would have been so much better.
I'm gonna make a call right now. If they're watching this right now, I'm directing this to someone in particular. I don't like you, Bull Moose, for having this DVD. Just screw you. I know you made me cover this. I don't like you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. So another thing that I kind of realized, the actor who plays Batman here is, are they the same? The actors who play Batman and Robin, are they the same ones from the '60s show, or different?
It's definitely not Adam West and Burt Ward. It's Casey Kasem as Robin, so the voice of Shaggy is Robin. I don't know off the top of my head who voices Batman though, but it's definitely not Adam West. I think it's supposed to be loosely based off of Adam West, but it's not Adam West. It's Adam East, if you will.
Yeah. And is this
tell me anything because no one cares about this. But,
okay.
Yeah. But so is this their only show? Because I'm imagining we're imagine a timeline where these two actors and Michael Keaton and Christian Bale reappeared in their own sequels more than Mario Circuit 4 from Super Mario Kart did. That's kind of sad thinking about it.
God, I don't even.
I'm just depressed now. What did Mario Circuit 4 even do, really?
Yeah, man. God damn it. I don't even have a train of thought anymore. I'm trying to think of something.
Okay, so there's another episode where they ally themselves with aliens where they have to cause global warming.
The Furians.
Yeah, and it's literally just a guy with 3 heads, with 3 penis heads.
Yeah, 3 penis heads, yeah.
I don't mean any offense, but they kind of talk like the movie dude now that I think about it.
Oh my. That is a crazy pull right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, who are we talking about? Aliens?
The Furians.
Yeah.
Remember the Furians from Venus, and they try to they're allying with the Legion of Doom to take over the Earth, and so they make the Super Friends kind of change Earth's atmosphere by making it hotter, making it colder, and kind of moving it off to the
causing
side,
global warming.
Causing global warming. Green Lantern, because he can't affect the meteors that are heading towards the Earth because they're yellow. He can't do anything with yellow, so the easier thing is he has to move Earth off its axis slightly to the left so that the meteors don't hit him. It's really, that's the extent of your powers. You can't defeat these yellow meteors, but you can move Earth off its fucking tilt to move it.
I think you just made that up.
No, that literally happens.
I guess the Earth was kind of feeling pretty tilted at the towers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, also, I looked up the voice of Batman in Challenge of the Super Friends, Olin Soul. And yeah, he plays other characters in throughout. But yeah, he's
Oh man. Olsen Null having more appearances than Mario Circuit 4 in the big 2025.
That is
Big rip.
pretty
yeah,
much,
man.
yeah.
God damn it.
But yeah, so basically, yeah, it's obviously not Adam West, but yeah, it's a very goofy show. I should say.
Yeah, why is Brainiac's voice so deep?
Yeah,
by the way,
that is something I was thinking about. I guess because he's a computer, so a computer man, so he's just like, oh, I sound very robotic, and this is how my voice sounds. I can't even go that deep.
I am a washing machine, do as I say.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it's a voice I remember from childhood, like, you know, being a kid, being like, wow, it's a very deep voice. But obviously, when it comes to Brainiac voices, I would say Corey Burton's in Superman the Animated Series was far better.
Yeah, Michael Emerson's too.
Michael Emerson's too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a unique voice, but it is bizarre. I'll give you that.
Bizarre. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, Bizarro in this show is hilarious because he's just like, me Bizarro, me talk like caveman.
And it's really funny because Solomon Grundy is the exact same, just
Yeah.
with a southern accent.
Solomon Grundy, don't like you, Justice League. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, this was my
Yeah.
introduction to Solomon Grundy. I didn't know who that was until I watched this show as a kid. I'm like, oh, Solomon Grundy.
I think my introduction to him was like the DCAU Justice League cartoon where they go more in depth with him, so
Right.
that's neat.
Yeah, yeah, looking back, this is kind of a terrible adaptation of these characters where you're just like, oh, these characters are just here. And, you know, sometimes some characters don't even get that much. You don't get a lot of Apache Chief or Samurai or Black Vulcan. And it's like, well, you get
I
some with
mean,
Black
good for
Vulcan.
the former. Good for the former. Because I don't think I can take Shapiopath's trauma anymore. It's too much.
My God, man.
But like, even you don't get a lot of, what is it, Giganta? You don't get a lot of Scarecrow. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because I feel like these are cool characters with really cool powers
Yeah.
and really cool aesthetics that I would want to see more of them. But
Yeah.
that
Scarecrow is like really annoying to me because
Yeah.
ever since he first showed up, I was like, oh, he kind of sounds like Starscream. I wonder who voices him. And then the guy who voices Scarecrow in the show did the voice roles for OG Transformers, but was never fucking Starscream. I checked the credits. I couldn't find him there.
Oh, no. Because
Interesting.
then I would have actually raised this from a 1 to a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
It's very sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
No, but like, you know what? I'm glad you guys are hating this as much as you are because
thank you.
it's funny. It's interesting hearing that, you know, you obviously didn't grow up with this. That's completely fair. So you're able to kind of view it as like what it is, and that is a shitty Saturday morning cartoon. I will admit it is a shitty Saturday morning cartoon, but I get so much enjoyment from how stupid of a show it is that I do enjoy it. But it is really fun to hear that, you know, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, and I'll make some fairness here. There is a reason that it's been parodied and joked about, but while still kind of respected to death.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in a lot of shows, not only Robot Chicken, but also I kind of watched one of these episodes last night before watching this. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5 from SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah. See, that's literally this, but good because they acknowledge that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are old people that no one should care about, and that's very funny.
Yeah.
And
I literally just decided to watch it so that way I could just throw it in as a curveball here and talk about my favorite jokes in that episode because it's so fucking funny.
Oh, it's a great episode. Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite Mermaid Man episodes of SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think it's just like one of my favorite episodes in general. Like, I still remember when I fucking watched it back in my SpongeBob marathon, and when Mermaid Man was running out of the Krusty Krab only for an ice cream truck to go off, and he's like, "Ice cream? I like ice cream." I fucking lost it.
Every villain is lemons.
And the fact that the ice cream he eats ends up being a bomb
Oh, it always
Fucking
goes
bullet.
right through me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that fucking Man Ray, Dirty Bubble, and Barnacle Man are just fucking ringing people's doorbells and
I'll get you,
using
crazy
the best
kids.
they have
so
make
much
out
that they set
roof.
up, oh, they're gonna be some evil group, and they're just like petty. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, that's not cool, man.
oh, I love that guy. It's so funny. He sounds so genuinely sad.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
so good.
see
Yeah.
that
And
episode
when they put the fucking suit and when they put the fucking suits on and you have the whole montage. You want to see me jog to that mountain again and back? You want to see me do it again?
I like the live action guy that makes out with himself at
Yeah.
the end. I thought that was also
Holy halibut, it's the chief. Well, we all know who I am, Quickster.
And the fact that at the very fucking ending he's still making out with himself.
You know, make out reef. Woohoo!
Make out reef. Those were good times.
I love that the
Good
entire
times.
episode is that when Barnacle Boy gets the food he wants, he actually can't finish it.
Actually, it's a little big.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Your pipsqueak patty is getting cold. Shall I warm it up for you?
Shall I feed it to
like
you?
the whole,
Feed this, old man.
it's just like the whole fucking setup of like a massive line that the Krusty Krab being caused by Mermaid Man.
I've
Like, one of
made
my
my decision.
Like one of the funniest fucking bits I noticed in like that opening there is okay, so like you have like the cop and someone who has to go to jail. They're just waiting in a fucking line and Mermaid Man is still holding it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Such a
And
good
also just
episode.
yeah, and also just Squidward fucking teasing him is really funny.
Who are you calling Big Nose? Big Nose?
I respect you, Barnacle Man. It's Barnacle Boy. Oh, and the fucking dark side joke too.
I'm going to the dark side. Why should I pay for full electricity or something like that? Yeah. Why should I pay to light the whole restaurant?
It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You know what? I'll give you guys that. Yeah, that episode of SpongeBob is far better than any episode of Challenge of the Super Friends. So
Exactly.
yeah. Look,
my curveball worked out.
Your curveball did work out. Look, I found the VHS months ago at Bull Moose because I was really nostalgic for it. It was really fun to watch it again. The VHS I'm getting rid of though because it's admittedly a little
Thank you.
it's a little weird at the beginning. Like it's you know how sometimes VHSs will kind of like glitch out. Yeah, so it does that. It eventually fixes itself, but it's not worth to keep around, so I'm getting rid of it. But
there goes the occasional VHS tape.
there goes the occasional VHS tape. But I have Attack of the Legion of Doom on DVD, and I have United They Stand on DVD. So I'm keeping that as well. I obviously didn't force you guys to watch these episodes. One of the episodes, I have to mention this part. Wonder Woman.
I think if you did, Brian would just make another Auschwitz. So.
Yeah, he would absolutely. But what happens in this one episode is Wonder Woman tries to find Cheetah, and there's like a bunch of Cheetah clones standing everywhere, but she realizes they're all hologram Cheetah clones. So she's like, Cheetah, I have the upper hand over you. I'll just use my lasso of truth and find whichever version of you has a shadow, and that'll be you. And then Cheetah's like, oh, but not this time, Wonder Woman. For you see, the clone you attach the magic lasso to was like it becomes a rocket cheetah. So like that cheetah does have a shadow, but then it turns into a rocket and it goes up into space. And it's like, what is happening? This is absurd. Like,
I'm God.
Yeah, it is so stupid. Like, yeah, they literally these episodes are written in a way where it sounds like they're just like the writers are just writing them as they go along, not that they actually had an idea for these episodes. Like, it's so stupid, but that's what I love about this show. So I'm keeping both DVDs because they're so funny. But I understand why anybody, like any normal person that didn't grow up with these, kind of coming across them and being like, what the fuck is this? As, you know, Brian was during this whole episode. So I imagine you two will not be adding these to your collections.
I feel like if I did, if I did, then I don't want to imagine what would happen to me. So, Ryan, what would you do if I owned this?
You know what? I would just be very, very disappointed.
And that's worse than getting my balls cut off and nailed to a door. So,
yeah, man.
Anyway, I'm glad I shared this piece of my childhood with you guys, and you just stomped it into the ground with your giant boots.
Yeah, your childhood was terrible.
Yeah.
Bigger boots.
See, this is why I can't, like, you know, whenever people get mad, whenever, like, I don't know, other people don't like the things they like, and they, you know, they get mad when somebody rates something they like a half a star. Like, I think it's funny you gave this half a star, Brian. Like, that's genuinely funny. I think
there's this thing is like, if you're like defensive over this, I would actually be a little sad.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
Like, bro, it's openly stupid. Like, come on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's the
and I was like, well, people can't agree all the time. We need contrarianism. We need arguments.
Right.
But actually, there wasn't really any arguments.
No.
I kind of just said,
no, you said it was bad, and I agreed. I still love these episodes, but I completely agree. They are bad. They're stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you're right.
Yeah. I guess I can list one more advantage it has.
Okay.
Like, it seems like Brainiac is more of a calm robot here instead of a wild one. So
that's fair.
That is true.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. All right. Enough laughing with tears. I think we're ready to wrap things up here, folks.
I think
yeah.
If we went on for much longer, I think I would just like melt. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So, Brian, why don't you shout out your stuff, dude? Where can people find you?
All right. Yeah. I don't have much else compared to usual to shout out. I technically still have a podcast, but it's like dead at this point. So I don't know. You can look if you want to hear more of me talking to myself from Days Gone. There's all that. And then the usual like suspects. I got a letterbox. I got a serialized. I got technically a backlogged, but I use that site every like 12 decades, so you don't need to worry about that. That's where you can find all my takes and everything. So as simple as usual. Same links as usual.
Yeah.
Chaos,
if you want to shout out your stuff now, that's fine. I probably am going to have you back for more Superman episodes, but I feel like it's been a while since you've been able to shout your stuff out. With the amount of episodes you've been on for the past few months, shout out your stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So I think my biggest one of my biggest platforms is YouTube, which is kind of dead right now. I've been hoping to revive it just without the short-lived podcast because I don't think I'm really that passionate about doing it by myself anymore. Just need to get some ideas, just clear some air, and also get a decent editing software for my computer. But I'm hoping to actually put some stuff out soon. I'm saying that just so I actually do that. Otherwise, I'm most active on Blue Sky, which actually has some cool people there that I don't get pissed at 24/7, and you can find some of my takes there, and art, which is also on my Tumblr, where I also argue with a bunch of idiots. But most importantly, you have my letterbox, my serialized, and my backlogged, all of which have my opinions on movies, shows, and video games. And you know what? Fuck it. Since this is Summer of Superman, let's throw in my League of Comic Geeks too. It's literally a website used for rating and keeping track of comic book progress. I Post on there seldomly, but it's helped me out a lot. So
Cool.
that's pretty much it.
There you go. Yeah. All right, folks and boys, this was a great episode. I'm glad we were able to talk in depth about the new Superman movie, and I'm glad you guys shat on my childhood like that. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I'll do it again.
Oh, good. You'll do it again in the Frosty episode, I'm sure.
Oh god, the Frosty episode. That's gonna be fire.
Yeah. That's gonna be hype.
Oh, it's gonna be so hype. All right. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else to say. So goodbye, folks. In terms of
actually,
Superman,
hold on. I do have one more thing to say. I had this really good joke.
Okay.
You guys are gonna love this. Okay. So, well, I don't know why Superman cared so much about crypto in the James Gunn movie. Like, does he really care that much about digital currency?
But actually,
there we go.
You know what? This calls for a sound effect. No, wait, no, that's not the sound effect.
Nah, I can make a sound effect.
There you go! Hooray!
Woohoo!
And then it's gonna do like the. Is that how that goes? I don't watch podcasts. Actually, I guess you listen to podcasts. You don't watch podcasts.
Well, I don't know what podcast you're talking about. There's like a million podcasts out there.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was trying to do like the outro sound effect you have, but I don't know how to.
Oh, you're just trying to do the outro theme that I have. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know if people have outro sound effects.
No, I guess I'm the only one. I'm the only one out there that has an outro sound effect. Yeah. But the moment's gone. I haven't been playing the outro song. I mean, I could be. You know what? I am playing the outro song right now.
Maybe you are. I don't know. I'm just here, and then you can, at the audience at home, will be like,
yeah. Right now, the outro is playing right now. Even though this is people know to like log off at this point, but like they're still listening, even though the outro is playing over what we're saying right now.
Yeah, see, probably right now it'll be like edited by Hal, and then message related to a joke in the episode.
No, that already passed. That long passed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I thought that happened.
Yeah.
No, that already happened.
Oh,
All right, we should probably stop talking.
No.
Yeah.
All right, bye.